And hello everybody, welcome to the Awesomenauts Rumble. I'm going to be one of your casters today. I am Edster, and joining me today I have the wonderful, the marvellous Uberancy. Say hello, buddy.
I'm a fat engineer, how's it going?
Wow, that is definitely an intro. So, this is the Awesomenauts Rumble. Nice 3 vs 3 double elimination tournament.
Body hunter.
Wow. So that was a wild Scanner appearing. Very professional. So we're going to be taking a look at today. Oh, that's completely.
Okay, sponsor the stream.
Okay, for fuck's sake.
Hold on.
But Scanner, we're streaming. Tournament. Leave. Please.
We are casting.
Okay, sorry about that.
We're professionals. Don't worry about it.
Sorry about that, everyone. So for today, we're going to be taking a look at some of the round 3 and round 4 games from the winners bracket. And one of the teams we're going to be looking at, well, one match that we're going to be looking at today is going to be between Team Keznia and Combo Video. So, Uberanzy, do you want to take us through the draft we are seeing on the screen right now?
Absolutely. So, for the first bans we've got for both teams, we've got Scoop and Leon. Scoop's obviously very strong, and Leon's got all that initiation. And then we've got Rocco and Vinny. Both very good damage dealers. They have that aerial mobility. And then we've got Genji and Sentry. Surprised they both made it to the third ban, because they're both very, very strong knots. But either way, they're out of the picture anyways. And then for the picks, we've got Froggy, Raylan, and Yuri. That's a lot of time slow on that team, as well as a huge stun. So there's some huge combo potential there, as well as a lot of area denial and clearing. And then for Team Keznia, we have Swiggins, Ayla, Keznia. Lots of damage, lots of initiation, and some good clearing power too, so they can really keep the pressure on if they can just get that first push going. So what do you think about these teams, though? What do you think the real anchor is for both of them?
Well, I think if you look at the sheer team fight, as you mentioned, the time slow from the Time Rift and the Time Bubble, Time Warp, whatever it's called, but that's going to be some really, really good team fight if they can land a stun from the Froggy in there. Throw in a sniper face mine, you've got a very, very nice team fight, very capable of finding kills. However, that does require quite a lot of setup, and when you're on the open map of Sirona, that's quite hard to pull off. However, Team Keznia, they have a lot more collapse, they're able to initiate on more things more frequently, but they're going to have to be able to find space on the map to do that, and when you've got Yuri planting mines everywhere, Ray snipes coming out from everywhere, and just the general annoyance that is Frog and Sirona, that's going to be a little bit difficult. But overall, I think Keznia's comp is just a little bit stronger here. You've got Swiggins, Ayla, immensely powerful team fight right there. But we'll see if Combo Video are able to play to their strengths, and likewise with Keznia.
I just kind of hope we can see a super crazy double time slow stun that extends the stun to 3 seconds. That would be pretty great. But anyways, I think we're about ready to get started. Do you have the replay open at 12 seconds?
I do. I believe we're at 9 seconds. I believe that's the agreed time we've gone for.
My mistake.
I am horribly wrong. I believe it is 9 seconds. So, at 9 seconds, we're both there. Yep, it is 9 seconds indeed. So, Uberancy, give us a countdown.
3, 2, 1, go.
And they are off. Looking at the red team, playing the Raylan for Combo Video, we have Lucky Time. Playing the Froggy G, we have Daemonic. And playing the Yuri, we have TJ Collins. On the blue team, Team Keznia, we have Doc Octo playing the Keznia, playing the Keznia. We have Cannoli playing the Ayla, and we have Mr. Pillow on the Swiggins. Initially, we're looking at the Yuri claiming the mid with those mines.
Oh, we're already looking at a huge initiation from the Ayla. Grabs the health, but she might be in some trouble here. But Yuri's taking a lot of damage. That was a lot of damage very quickly and early. So a lot of people are going to have to go back for that. But it's just Lucky Time by himself. He's got Evil Eyed, but the stun lands on Cannoli. Cannoli's so hurt, tries to get the snipe, but he can't quite get it. And Mr. Pillow is still back in the mid. But everybody's really hurting after that encounter, so they got to go back and get their creeps. But the blue team just gained some momentum from that. So what do you think about the real like push capabilities from both teams? Because the red team has some strong push, but blue team definitely has the better like initiation for this map.
Yeah, as you saw there, we saw Cannoli just able to kind of initiate off anything, and they've got a Swiggins, they've got a Keznia, they can really find initiates from any angles, but what's really going to come down to it is if the red team are able to claim map control using these Yuri mines. Oh, and the Yuri in a bit of a spot, he lands the face mine. Now Lucky Time's going to be picked off by the anchor, he's going to be tethered down, he's going to go down, now the Frog goes in, he's not quite able to get a kill on Mr. Pillow. Mr. Pillow gets away, and now Frog and Yuri are left alone to defend against all three members. Oh, Cannoli! Don't know how he didn't get worm killed there. Mr. Pillow standing on top of the worm. Cannoli, I think a little bit of internet blessed him right there, because that should have been a dead Ayla to the worm.
Oh yes. Praise ping.
Praise ping.
Praise be onto it. But yeah, that was
instead of opting for...
very close.
Oh, we're looking at initiate there. The anchor goes down, it hits the Frog, and then the tethered lands on the Yuri. Nothing really happens. Mr. Pillow is going to take a snipe on the exit.
Oh, Daemonic just took a lot of damage there. That Evil Eye combo just put a bit of rage damage there. He's going to have to be very careful. He might get picked off here. Oh, misses the Evil Eye on Collins just barely. But the blue team is surprisingly keeping the ground control. Like, they're keeping the push on way better than the red team is faring right now. It's kind of surprising considering the red team's like a team comp and all the area control they have, as well as the good initiation from Frog. But everybody has to heal so much from these initiations.
Yeah, it's very action-packed at the moment, which is quite a rare thing to see on Serana, especially in the early game. In terms of the builds, as Frog dashes in there, he's just going to get away. Don't think any... Oh, never mind.
Oh, Colin's so hurt, gets the anchor drop, but there's nothing that can happen. Oh, Cannoli is so hurt, gets hit by the dash, and he gets tornadoed down to death.
Yeah, that was a very good initiate from Team Combo Video. They managed to live with the Yuri, and then the Froggy dash was pretty perfect. Managed to kill the Ayla, and the Keznia almost went down to a snipe from the Raylan as well. In terms of the builds at the moment, we're not getting much time to talk about. We're looking at one stage of slow on the Yuri and also the CC immunity. The Keznia is opting for Vanish... it's the Virtual Girl, sorry, and 2 stages of regen, just to make sure that she is able to stay in lane, and also potentially to clear out these mines using that Vanish is something quite useful. They're going to look for the Yuri, but the anchor didn't do any damage there. I'm not quite sure what happened there. As kind of battling the skies as Team Keznia move in to claim control. There's the dash, the timer's out, the snipe's going to hit Mr. Pillow on the bottom lane. It doesn't look like a clean engage is going to be found anywhere here.
Yeah, definitely not. But that's a very good application of the immunity on the stealth roll there, the Virtual Girl. I really like how Doc is using that. Oh, almost gets the pick on Damon, but eats a snipe, excuse me. But the dash almost hits him, but Daemonic goes down by being too greedy. And then there's an anchor drop with Lucky Time. He's taking so much damage, and he gets a double kill. Cannoli gets a double kill with the rage. It's just Collins, and he's gonna get picked off. That's a red team wipe. That's a wipe on Serona at 4 minutes and 10 seconds.
That just goes to show the kind of collapse and speed that the Team Keznia has. They're really able to engage on anything they can find. So while Combo Video might, in theory, have the better team fight if everything lands perfectly, Team Keznia can find plenty of engages that are good enough for them. They don't need to wait for this perfect engage, and that's something that's really playing to their advantage at the moment, especially in the open map on Serana.
Yeah, and despite the voice crack, despite the ability to, to throw out time rifts and snipes and having piercing on auto attack, blue team has a bit more poking, it seems. A bit more, just like harassment and poking from their team, so they can just kind of get that free damage before they initiate. Evil Eye, just anchor drop and then get out, some scissors, and then they just roll out. But it looks like Daemonic here is taking a bit of damage, but he's almost getting chased by Swiggins, but he actually dashes back in. And Mr. Pillow is so hurt, eats a snipe, but he's just going to get away by tossing out that anchor and grabbing that health back. Actually going to go back in and stay in the fight for a bit. They got a super droid on bottom, still with plenty of health, so they might try to just do like a hard push. on bottom to the third turret here. But Lucky Time just gets absolutely melted. I barely saw that. Just saw his health bar going down, and he just died.
Again, he was caught out of position. He got an insane burst comp here with the Swiggin's Anchor, the Evil Eye from Ayla, a couple of scissors. That's a kill on anyone. Whereas, Cannoli's going to find a kill there, bottom lane. Oh, and is Cannoli going to go for the Yuri as well? He's not going to be able to get it, but he is going to kind of bait the Yuri's time here on this bottom lane whilst his teammates finish off this top tower. Doc is actually going to go back. In terms of the Raylan, she's just purchased the Iron Rifle, giving her that CC immunity shield. Only 200 damage though while she's using the snipe. It's going to mean potentially she'll be a little bit less vulnerable to being insta-gibbed when she goes for that snipe. But I don't really see that as much of an issue. Doc being a little bit ballsy, but he's pretty safe playing his Keznia, double regen. He's got the scissor damage. He's just going for the poke, and he knows there's not much that combo video.
The blue
can
team
do.
right now, if I may interject, they've got some serious sustain now too. They've got both front turrets down at 6 minutes in on Serona, which is already pretty crazy. They're beating out the red team's area control, and now they've got all this regen and sustain and the ability to just steal red's creeps. There's not, like, the red team is in a pretty bad position here. Daemonic takes an evil line, takes a lot of damage. Collins is really hurt. Lucky Time is the only one that has any fighting capability right now, but Lucky Time actually goes down as soon as I say that. And now the blue team is just going to clear both members that are still alive on the red team. They're just so hurt that there's not much they can do. They're just melting the turret. They're just going. There's no mines out to stop them. There's a super droid coming from the top lane. There's nothing they can do. They're just waiting for the Froggy to dash in and bait them out so that they can get another free kill. The turret's already half health. He has to use Time Bubble in order to stop even more damage from coming in. The red team's in a terrible position right now.
Yeah, something worth noting is that all three members of Team Keznia have built into regen in some way or another, where it'd be double regen on the... Oh, here's a fight. The Yuri's only just going to get away. The mine he left behind manages to hit the Ayla and the Keznia. They're both very low. As now, a potential defense here. The snipe's going to land onto Mr. Pillow. All three members, apart from the Ayla, are quite low on Team Keznia. But they're still
40 health left. 40 health left on Lucky Time.
Left onto Lucky Time, but... Yeah, I mean, just the regen that Team Keznia has as well. They have enough damage, so they've just built into regen, SKB, even Sonic Listening Device as well. And that's just allowing them to stay in lane forever. There's no reason for them to leave at this point.
Absolutely not. It's just like, oh, Cannoli's got no health. Well, there's a health pack at the worm there, and then he can just go and grab those creeps. Except Yuri's going to take them and start placing some mines, which is a good idea, but he kind of needs to place those mines and actually like hit people with them. And he needs to be there with the team for the Time Bubble initiation. That's a lot of damage Mr. Pillow just took, but Collins is going to get out with the Time Bubble. And the CC immunity actually breaks the Anchor, I believe, so that's a pretty good use of it right there, and that's probably the best way you could use it in this team comp, though the slows and silence is definitely very annoying. But just throwing out those snipes and time rifts, just keeping them away, but the blue team does not care. They will just stay in. They don't need to give up. They've got ammo for days.
Yeah, definitely. The CC immunity and the Yuri also helping with the initial stun coming out from the Swiggins. It's not much at the moment, he hasn't built into it, but he definitely does have the AoE. And if you're able to keep moving with that slow bubble up, it's definitely going to help your team, rather than being a sitting duck for an Evil Eye or a few scissors. Oh, the Yuri coming in from above, they might be able to do something here, but no, Team Keznia are just going to back away. I mean, there's not much that Combo Video can do at this point. The collapse, and here, speaking of collapse, here they come looking for something. They're going to go on the Yuri. The Ayla's not quite enough. They actually managed to get away. That was an impressive escape, again using that CC immunity to make sure the Anchor is not going to tether the Yuri down. Otherwise, that was 100% a death onto TJ Collins. Oh, I appear to have lost my co-caster, so I'm going to keep going with this. Here comes Mr. Pillow. He manages to land the Anchor onto two people, tethers the Frog. The Frog's going to go down. Now Ayla, stuck in the time rift, is going to land the Evil Eye's spike just before he goes down to the AA's, the turret, and of course the time rift damage. But now we're looking at just Swiggins and the Keznia pushing against TJ Collins. TJ Collins is going to use the bubble to plant a few mines out. It's going to give him a little bit of extra push, but then Pillow's going to use his Anchor to clear that mine. And we've got a Keznia and a Swiggins pushing the base. They don't really have much to defend. The Frog is back now, and so the Raylan following soon after. But there's really not much they can do. Frog's already taken so low, less than half HP just from that one Anchor. And now the Sniper's going to land on Pillow, and it looks like Team Keznia are just going to back off, buy their items, and then muster the troops for one final push in to take the game, I reckon. There really isn't that much combo video you can do. I guess they could find an insane team fight, as we were mentioning, with the timer stacking on top of the Yuri slow, and then throw in a frog dash to stun them, and then a face mine and a snipe. You know, if you get an absolute perfect situation, there's a chance they could win a team fight, but they'd have to do that 2, maybe even 3 times if they want any chance of coming back into this game. And we're looking at Lucky Time sniping nothing at the moment. That's a bit of an unusual spot. Dark Oxo going behind them. Looking for something. There's the time rift going out, and I think Team Keznia know this is the time they want to push in. They don't have the time rift. There's the anchor going in. The frog's been tethered down. He's quite low HP. He pops the Nido. He's going to go down before he can get the health. And now we're looking at Keznia brawling the Raylan in the base. The Yuri's up top. He can't defend. He can't really defend. He's going to try dropping in now with the face mine. The face mine is going to be above. And we're looking at Pillow and Cannoli just behind the enemy team. The anchor's going to miss the Yuri, which is a little bit unfortunate, but ultimately it's of little consequence. This base is going to go down. It's just a matter of time as Cannoli just wards off the enemy team. And the base is 2 bars, 1 bars, and the base has gone down. And that is going to be a victory for Team Combo Video. No, Team Keznia. Wow, I get the name wrong right at the end. That's not very good. So unfortunately, I don't really have a co-caster here to talk to me about that. But general gist of the game was just the ability for Team Keznia to just collapse on any engagement they found. And win those engagements just made them so more flexible. And on Sirona, you've got so many more angles to initiate from. You can be unpredictable, you can use your mobility, and you can really just pick people off when they're out of position. And Team Combo Video, they just could not find the kind of the circumstance to find a team fight that worked for them. They were always being initiated on. They never really initiated themselves. The only kills they actually found in the game were times when Team Keznia had gone for a kill, missed it, and then were overextended, such as the, I believe it was Cannoli's Ayla going down earlier by the Tim on top tower. So that is going to be the game in favour of Team Keznia. And we are going to be back after a short break. Hopefully I will have my caster back with me. I'd rather not do this by myself, but worst comes to worst, I'm sure we'll figure something out. But yeah, we will be back in a few minutes to set up the second game. Don't go anywhere.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Awesomenauts Rumble. We just finished watching a match with Keznia versus Team Combo Video, I believe. But I'm not the only one here. I am joined by the lovely person, man, dude, Edster.
Oh, you didn't even say amazing. I'm so offended. But yeah.
Sorry.
Welcome back. Yeah, as Ubranzi just said, we just witnessed Game 1 of Team Keznia versus Combo Video. It was not a particularly close match. It was pretty much a stomp. The sheer amount of collapse and mobility from Team Keznia was just too much for Combo Video to handle. And we will have to see if things change in Game 2. So, Uber, do you want to take us through this second game between Team Keznia and Team Combo Video?
For sure. Alright, so for the drafts, picks, etc., whatever you want to call it for this match, we've got the map is Aguillon, so you've got, or Aguillon, however you want to pronounce it, very French-like. But we've got the Invis, which is going to be very strong with some knots that are picked right now. But for the band knots, we've got Vinny, Raylan, and Yuri for the bands from Team Keznia. And then we've got Keznia, Twiggins, and Rocco for the bands from Combo Video. So, pretty strong bands from Combo Video. I don't know about the Swiggins, but with the Invis, it's definitely a good idea. And then the Vinny, the Vinny ban, the Raylan ban, and the Yuri ban actually banning a lot of what the other team played last match. So that's kind of interesting, but it stops those big time slow and all that stalling and clear. And then Vinny is just a very strong nuker with the ability to get like a nice AoE silence. So I feel like these are some pretty smart bans. Maybe these are pretty smart bans. But for the picks, we've got Scoop, Frog, and Skoldir for Team Keznia. Very strong team. You got the hammer into throw, into dash, into death. And then for Combo Video, we've got Leon, Ted, and Coco. So you've got some clearing and knockback, you've got some initiation with silence, and then you've got some good brawling with the Coco and the Ted with all that damage and airstrike and stun strike, and double stun strike, which could be very strong. But what do you think about this? About these team comps?
I'm just going to be upfront. I think Team Keznia's comp is fundamentally way stronger. The only thing Combo Video perhaps has going for them that's a little bit better is push. Ted push plus Leon clones and Coco's DPS a bit later in the game could be absolutely insane. But just the team fight, pick-off potential, hammer into throw, hammer into dash, dash into throw, snare quake into all of the above, throwing the bindings for damage. The team fight, the ganking, the brawling, everything from Team Keznia is just absolutely terrifying. They've got one of the strongest comps you can possibly get in the game right there. It's a miracle how Scoop got through the draft, really. And honestly, Combo Video have a lot of work to do if they want to come back from this. One way, or if they want to make this comp work for them, one way, as you mentioned, was the double stun strike on Ted. I can maybe see if Team Keznia overcommit to a fight, or just commit to one in the first place. If the airstrikes are well placed, you get some nice stuns in there. That could definitely disrupt that fight, potentially turn that into a win, but that's pretty situational, and Team Keznia, if they're aware of that, they're going to bait that out. So there's a lot of work Combo Video need to do if they want to win this game.
Yeah, I think really the matter for Combo is just they're just going to have to place their airstrikes really well, place their abilities really well in general, because Keznia has like such a good cookie cutter strong team, especially with Aguillon. They have the ability to get that invis on Scoop or Skoldir. But enough talk about these drafts. Maybe we should actually see these teams in action.
Yep, I am at 9 seconds in, so if you are okay with it, I'm going to give us a countdown.
Absolutely.
So on go, 3, 2, 1, go. And looking at the teams dropping now. On the red team, Team Combo Video, once again, we're looking at TJ Collins playing your Coco, we're looking at Lucky Time playing your Leon, and Demonic playing the Ted. On Team Keznia, we've got Cannoli playing your Skoldir, we've got Mr. Pillow dashing in with the Frog, and finally we have Doc playing the Scoop. Initial fight, it looks to be slightly in favour of Team Combo Video. There's a little bit more damage done there. However, it's early game, there's health packs around the map. It doesn't particularly matter at this point.
Absolutely. It looks like we've got a fairly standard coming from Ted with the DOT on airstrike us right out of the gates, but he's actually in a bit of trouble here, but he manages to get away, but he's pretty hurt from that. And only just clearing bottom. Pillow taking a little bit of damage, but not too much from that Coco, but they're just clearing, getting that push going, waiting for that optimal initiation in order to get that free pick. But there's the hammer and the bindings on Lucky Time. Lucky Time is very low, gets hit by the throw. He's so hurt, and the dash, he dashed into that airstrike, but it doesn't seem like the red team can actually follow up on that. But that's a easy free pick on Lucky Time for some extra solar and potentially some push here.
Yeah, it does look like the Ted's going to be going for the airstrike build, and that was a nice airstrike actually, hitting Mr. Pillow, bringing him very low. He's already purchased one stage of the DOT, which definitely, if experience tells me, that means he's going to be going for the double airstrike with the stun of the dot. The Scalder does have the invis here. He's not going to be able to get the throw, he's going to be able to get the earthquake, but now the Leon is looking for the Scalder misses the return throw, and now it's just the Leon kind of 1v2ing up here. An airstrike is there for support, but not much else. So nice
that
tongue
pull
into a
ball was really good.
That was
a really nice
very
combo.
well placed.
But yeah, it looks like at the...
Alright, go on.
Yeah, sorry about that, but I was about to talk about the builds actually, so that works out. In terms of the builds, we've got 2 banks coming from Team Keznia, and then you've got the bank into Stun Punch, and the bank into Heal on Hammer, and you've actually got Wraithstone on Froggy, which can be quite strong because Froggy's very squishy, so he basically gets all his health back from one creep. So that's just lots of sustain and a little bit of some better initiation on Skoldir. Definitely a smart buy on Skoldir though, that's very basic. And then we've got actually, I believe, Stun, Thunder Striker on Coco, banked into that to get that extra knockback and that slight mini stun in order to help maybe bring the team in. But it looks like Demonic is actually in a lot of trouble. Almost dies, just barely gets out. Oh, but Lucky Time trying to get the pull on Doc, but he doesn't really do much damage, and Lucky Time is so hurt. The red team is forced to evacuate the premises. But Lucky Time's gonna have to defend by himself here, but he's taking a lot of damage, gets hit by bindings too. There's the ball and the airstrike, manages to hit Cannoli with that airstrike, but doesn't hit the lightning ball, which would have definitely helped and maybe almost killed him.
Yeah, we were talking about the builds a minute ago. I was going to mention how Wraithstone is probably the most overpowered item to ever be considered bad. This item, I think is amazing. I take it whenever I can, no matter what map I'm on. There's only 6 characters that can pick it up, but it is amazing when he can. Scoop going in 1 vs 3 is going to do a lot of damage to Lucky Time. He's not quite able to get the kill. And now the Skull throw on the Ted is going to be enough, but then the airstrike and the ball is going to take out the Scoop on the return. That is a 1-for-1 trade. Doc saying some interesting words, flavorful words in the chat, but I don't think you'll be able to see
very bad, not for the faint of heart words, but yeah, that was a really good trade there from Tad, managing to get that suicide airstrike and then the lightning ball just to finish him off there. That was a good combo. I like that. It was a good use of the airstrike in order to make that trade, but Cannoli is actually really hurt, might get hit by this lightning ball, but Lucky Time is super hurt too. Cannoli goes down, but can he get chased by Mr. Pillow? Can Lucky Time get chased by Mr. Pillow is what I'm trying to say here, but he's actually getting hit by this Ted a bit. But now Demonic is in a lot of trouble. A lot of people on the red team are just getting really hurt and, well, bullied by the blue team here, by Team Keznia.
Yeah, these airstrikes from the Ted, I said they needed to be well placed. They are definitely landing quite nicely. They've been hitting people all across the game and generally keeping Team Keznia quite low HP. Although this could be a good engage for them to go in. There's the frog, he's going to dash in. There's the hammer, goes in. He's still got the bindings up, I believe. The Leon's already gone down. The bindings is going to pop now. There's the throw.
Oh,
the
that throw! Oh my god!
Yeah, Cannoli's quite the good Scalder. He manages to land the throw. That's a very nice kill onto the Ted. Ted trying to run away by going downwards. The Scalder tracked that very nicely and then got the throw as he went for that last little jump. There is a health back up top, which anyone on the Team Keznia could claim at this point. With a Leon coming in, this is a bit dangerous. The kill could very easily happen. The Leon is going to be able to get the pick onto the frog as the teams are going to kind of back off now, I believe.
Yeah, that was a pretty good pick on the Leon there, but that throw from Cannoli, that was probably the best play we've seen this match. It was a really good throw with so little health, just gets in there and throws Demonic. It just obliterates him, doesn't even need help from his team. He is a good Skoldir. There is no doubt Cannoli is a good Skoldir player, but he's actually really hurt right now. Manages to throw Lucky Time away. Is the DOT gonna kill him? It does. DOT just barely gets him from that airstrike DOT upgrade. Very strong. Almost got away. That was a sick throw on Lucky Time, but Lucky Time did still get picked off.
That's a nice knockback ball, saving the Ted from the inevitable death from the Scoop bindings. The knockback ball, we haven't seen it used that much at the moment, but it definitely does have the potential to disrupt the team fights of Scalder and Scoop. If you can get them away, make them use their main abilities, then all of a sudden you're just dealing with a frog who's super extended in your face. And if you can just make that happen, then you're going to be in a good time. Or going to be having a good time. In terms of the builds, again, we're looking at Cannoli picking up the Bully Spray on bronze. Oh, Mr. Pillow in a bit of a bad spot. He got balled in, but looks like he's actually okay. His team coming to support, and they are ready to go. The Coco, very low
the ball! He drops into the ball! Oh
those
my
two stages
goodness.
of ball damage paying dividends right there. As now the throw onto the invis Leon. The Leon is still invis. Cannoli is trying to track him, but now Lucky Time looking for that tongue. He lands the tongue, but he's going to be quite low. Scoop could quite easily go up and kill him with the bindings and hammer, but I don't think that's going to happen right now. There's the bindings going in. The hammer's going to land onto the droids, and the airstrike is going to hit Doc. These airstrikes are doing an amazing amount of damage, as Team Keznia are kind of trying to regroup and make sure they're all full HP, ready for the next engage.
Yeah, these lightning balls and airstrikes coming out from Team Combo Video are actually doing a lot of work for the team. They're really the saving grace that this team has right now. They're just doing so much poking damage, so much like counter initiation, so much initiation. Like I think 4 of their kills are just from like these really nice balls and airstrikes that are getting thrown out.
Yeah, definitely. The kills are actually tied 5-5 and the XP pretty close. So at the moment, this is a pretty close game. In terms of the solo, who's leading on solo? Solo is also relatively even. The piggy banks from Team Keznia are pushing them ahead at the moment. But other than that, this game is pretty even right now. The only thing that's slightly an advantage... Oh, there goes the throw. Massive pickup onto the head. And now the Leon's going to go down. Here comes the machine of Team Keznia as they push into that tower. They should really go clear top. Mr. Pillow is zoning, making sure this Coco knows she is not going anywhere as they go push this top tower. But Coco is actually going to rotate. Never mind, I take that back. But now we're looking at Team Keznia. They're going to push this tower. The Coco's already used ball. There's not much she can do. Although she does land a ball. That Scoop is very low HP. Less than 100 there. As now, again, just a droid clear. Coco doing a reasonably good job of making that, damage reduction there.
Yeah, that cooldown and damage on Lightning Ball as well as the knockback is doing some serious work. That's like, I think, the best part of this match, just seeing these sick Lightning Balls coming out from Collins here. Collins, however you need to pronounce it.
We're seeing RB being picked up by Mr. Pillow. So that's going to stop all those face balls and also the team fight, the brawling from the TED after this airstrike is gone. Pillow in a bit of a bad spot. He gets hit by a nice knockback ball, but he's going to go with a dash off the hammer. That was savage. But then the ball is going to be enough to kill him. Ted is in a bad spot there. He gets picked up by the hammer and bindings. Doc in a very bad spot as well, getting hit by that knockback ball. TJ Collins doing a very good job, as he mentioned, with these knockback balls. And now it's just Coco versus
is he going to pick up Cannoli too?
Throw. He's got a lifesteal punch.
But the heal punch! Oh my god!
Yep, Cannoli is going to live, and that is essentially a slow wipe. So now Cannoli has free reign to push this tower. He's going to throw that just to get that early attack speed buff. And he should be pushing in bottom lane as the teams respawn. Mr. Pillow's back in lane. He's waiting for the invis to be picked up for his teammates to get into a more favorable position.
I think we need to report Cannoli for cyberbullying.
You still can't believe that fight, really. I do scold at stuff like that all the time. It's not that impressive.
Oh, yes, I'm sure you do, Edster.
I'm sure some people will have some other words to say about that. I'm looking at airstrike. That's going to hit the Scoop. Very nicely placed, making sure that he couldn't hide in that hiding area there. We're probably going to see the Scoop pick up that health. Yeah. We might see a team fight here. We've got 3 members of both teams all ready to fight, ready to go, but it's just waiting for that initiate to happen. The airstrike going to hit on the Scoop again. There's the dash going in. The NATO is going to be used, as now teams are using their abilities. They're not quite able to find a clean initiate. A lot of damage onto the Leon. That's a knockback ball hitting the Skulder, but not quite the angle they were hoping for. The Coco's in a bad spot here. They're able to find the throw. No, the throw is not able to be found. Kind of awkward. It's just Team Keznia looking for that initiate that they're just not quite able to find.
And I suppose in this case it's monkey see, monkey do, because Coco has actually bought some lifesteal on auto attack as well as barrier. Gets a oh my goodness, Doc just going in getting 2 kills there with just sword strikes and the hammer, and Daemonix actually might be in some trouble. He's already used throw, so he might not get him, but these punches are so good. The tornado, he's gonna die from DOT. He's dead. That's a slow wipe, like you said earlier. And now they've got this massive push on top and bottom. I don't think Scoop is going to be able to clear top by himself due to his bad pushing abilities, but like bottom is absolutely going down, no question. That was a really good play by Doc Octo and Cannoli there. Just really good punches and really nice abilities.
Yeah, that race stun pickup is going to put Mr. Pillow in a position where he can definitely fight. They're going to see the Leon with that stun punch. Are they going to be able to find him? Doesn't look like it. The Leon has decloaked in his bottom lane. Scott is maybe going to look for the throw here. Tongue misses. He's going to land the punch. And he is going to
get
the
my
throw.
goodness,
There's the
he
NATO.
gets it.
That's insane. The Coco Ball is going to be enough to kill the Frog, though, as now Cannoli is trying to run from his life away from this Ted. There's the Coco Ball doing a very good job of picking off.
Is this going to be another wipe?
Spot. Doc is trying to get away.
Is this going to be a wipe in retaliation?
Slightly.
Will we see it? Can Doc get out of this alive? He's got the bindings and the healing, but no! That's another wipe! That's 2 wipes in like 3 minutes. 1 for each team.
one thing good to note is that was an insane play from Ted. He's actually picked up knockback on his shotgun. He knocked the Skulder rather. No, it wasn't the Skulder, it was a Scoop. He knocked the Scoop up into the airstrike, and then the airstrike knocked him back down into the Cocoa Ball. That was some very nice synergy there from Team Combo Video.
It's
as
basically
they push this top tower, and it should go down unless Mr. Pillow does a miracle there.
Yeah, that's a very good, like, sort of extension of what you would normally do with shotgun. Usually you use shotgun to sort of kind of knockback lock or like stun lock people into your airstrike, like knock them into the ground kind of. But with the knockback, he can just push them wherever he wants, just bend them to his will. But that's Cannoli getting a pick on Coco, and then Lucky Time gets killed by the sword strike by Scoop. But like Ted is gonna get that massive airstrike. Can he maybe pick up a kill here? Oh, that's the kill on DOT on Cannoli. But Otto is gonna pick up the kill on Ted, and that's another wipe. How many wipes is that? 4?
That's, yeah, I think that's 4 wipes this game. It's pretty insane. At the moment, it's definitely in Team Keznia's favour. Scoop's going to opt to clear the top lane, and I think he's going to go rotate down bottom to help Mr. Pillow push, because they've got 4 droids there. They should really take this tower. Then again, the Coco is back. I don't think they quite have enough time. They'll do a lot of damage, though. The Leon Invis coming in from behind, potentially going to be able to get a pick, if anyone's made low by a Coco Ball. They're looking for it. There's the tongue going in on Mr. Pillow, but they're not able to find it. Now Mr. Pillow dash nados onto the Leon. The tweeters is not going to land, so Leon is just trying to get away. He picks up the health pack, lands a nice tongue onto Mr. Pillow again, and now he's trying to run the jukes the dash. Oh, Lucky Time with the jukes. He may be invis, but that's definitely not easy to do. So Lucky Time able to escape with his life and able to neutralize that push on the bottom lane.
That was a pretty scary play from Lucky Time. Like, you can't just really just initiate against Keznia's team like that, because it's just too scary and too risky without your team. But he managed to get out alive, which is somewhat surprising. But with the invis and his, cloak ability, he was able to get out of there somewhat safely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the game's initiative is definitely in Team Keznia's favor. Like, even after fights they lose, they're still pushing up right onto the side of Team Combo Video. Now the throw
here's a
onto
throw
the Ted.
on Ted, though. And he gets killed by Cannoli with the punches. Mr. Pillow's actually really hurt, but Collins has to go back, otherwise he's going to get hurt. All of Blue Team is just so low, with the exception of maybe Scoop. The lightning ball comes out, but doesn't hit anybody. There's the pull on Doc. Can Coco come in and actually get that nice low cooldown ball? It looks like Scoop's going to teleport. They're going to play it safe instead of risking another team wipe.
Yeah, definitely. In terms of the builds, we're looking at Scoop having a pretty hilarious amount of damage. AA bindings, and now he's building for all of his sustain. Going for the pills and now the barrier mag, so this Scoop is going to be a nightmare to take down. We're looking at Skulder opting for the barrier mag, which is actually arguably more effective than pills, even though it only adds 5%, just because it makes all of your healing effectively 10% more valuable. So the Skulder picking up heal punch is expecting to be healed a lot, so the barrier mag long term probably is better off than pills. 5% is better than 8% in this instance.
But Lucky Time just gets melted.
Yeah, that's the kind of savage combo we said about at the beginning with the hammer into dash Nado. There's not much anyone can do about that. Doc, he knows he doesn't really care. He can go tank that. But he actually
Doc
takes a lot of damage.
so hurt. Can he go and get him? Is he going to go for it? He's teleporting right now. Collins, no! He manages to teleport out, does a little dance, and Collins is actually getting hit by Skulder a bit here. Gotta watch out for the throws like that one right there on Daemonic. Daemonic has got to go, but he's going to grab the invis. Can he maybe get a nice airstrike or something? But he gets hit by Snarequake. They know exactly where he is because of that little flame on him. He gets the health back, but he's still invis, but still hurt. But invis is on a timer, and there's a super droid there. They got to be careful. It looks like Daemonic's actually going to get away from that, surprisingly. Oh, that nice hammer on Collins, though. And then the dash for Mr. Pillow. Is he going to get the kill? Twister Tweeters. Collins is so hurt. Mr. Pillow is so hurt. Just barely gets out, both of them. Both taking a ton of damage, just so much like bullets and explosions in their face. Just insane, but it looks like the blue team is now clearing some of these droids on bottom and top. We've actually got a super droid on bottom as well. So they might just try going straight for the base if they can get a kill or two, but otherwise I'd say the safer option is obviously to clear top and just get that down and then just bum rush in if they can get a nice pick. But those lightning balls are doing a lot of work, hitting the entire blue team, all of Team Keznia. Just so much damage on such a little cooldown. Mr. Pillow getting some free damage on the turn. That's that throw for 2 people. The bindings. Daemonic is so hurt. Mr. Pillow is so hurt, but he wants to chase Daemonic, but he gets picked off by the lightning ball, making it a 2v2 right now. Doc is trying to deal with Collins, but he just does not have the cooldowns and the abilities to 1v1 him. But Cannoli's got the invis now. Maybe he's going to try and get in and help Doc. Collins is so hurt. almost gets the punch. He's so hurt, so low. That lightning ball, that airstrike. Is he dead? He's dead. Oh my god. And Scoop managed to actually pick up the kill on Ted. Leon just got back, but it looks like Mr. Pillow is actually going to get back in just a moment as well. So Red Team is able to defend the base. Wow, what a bunch of exchanges.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we saw essentially a lot of these fights are coming down to Team Keznia really want these kills, and then they're getting punished by these well-placed cocker balls and airstrikes that are kind of screwing them in the long run. I mean, I still, it's a lot of work for Combo Video to come back from this. They're well behind on solar on items at the moment. Using Ted pick up knockback on Stimpak to try and keep Team Keznia away when they go for these initiates, but it's usually the Ted who's the one getting thrown. Ted is notoriously easy for Scalder to find. Very large hitbox, predictable mobility, so it's quite nice for Scalder to find that. Speaking of fight up top, we're looking at Scalder and Frog looking for this initiate, and now they're going to find their kill on the Ted. That was a very, very well-placed Earthquake snare there, and the team were all there to just collapse onto the Ted. Mr. Pillow going to do some base damage, get the nice dash onto the Coco, but now he's in a bit of a bad spot.
But he might be in trouble here. The Arbe, but is it going to save him? He's still alive somehow, but that Cannoli trying to go for the throw, but he does so much damage anyways, it doesn't matter. That Pillow can get the pickup on Leon. Yeah, that's game. Coco goes down as well. That's it. You just can't beat that team comp. Well, you can if you have an equally as impressive team comp, but so much damage, so much initiation, decent push even, and clearing. The exception of Scoop, just it's over. That's the game for Team Keznia with that nice cookie cutter clean win.
Yeah, definitely. I think we saw a similar. Well, firstly, well played to Team Keznia for winning that 2-0 shutdown. But I think it was a similar situation as last game. The reason why Team Keznia had so much pressure was just because their comp allowed them to have so many more different methods of engaging. Really, they had the hammer into dash into bindings. Throw into bindings, throw into earthquakes, throw into nado. All of their abilities synergized well together, and they were able to use that very effectively to just find engages whenever they want. And Team Combo Video, they were reliant on finding these kind of unlikely picks, tongue into ball, tongue into airstrike. These things aren't easy to pull off, and the kind of difficulty of that means that they're not able to find them in as many engages as Team Keznia were able to find theirs. So it just... The consistency of what the comps wanted to do was just way in the favor of Team Keznia, and we pointed out at the beginning their comp is just so strong.
I mean, really, if I may, there's Team Keznia's team comp was just so strong, but like Coco and Ted were both landing some really crazy airstrikes and Coco balls, and they were definitely the abilities that were winning that game for them, or winning those team wipes. Not winning the game, but getting those team wipes and getting those kills and that money. Maybe if they were able to get a better pick than Leon, but I'm not sure. If we look at the bans here, Sentry wasn't actually banned at all, and he never got picked. A Sentry might have been a better pick for Team Combo that could have really helped with their pushing and kill securing power and make those abilities a lot easier to land. But either way, it was a good effort. But that's a 2-0 shutdown from Team Keznia. But that was a good set of matches.
Yeah, if I were to give advice for Team Combo Video, I would look at the drafts you had both games, because I think Team Keznia's drafting was just so much stronger. The comps they had were amazingly strong. I mean, if you look at the skill from both teams, it was pretty equal, especially the second game. It was only up to the end, once the kind of momentum got swinging with the comp of Team Keznia, that things really started to swing their way. So
yeah, at these have a look at the draft. At these higher level games, the draft is really almost the most important factor in these matches, because you've got very similar skill levels, and you've got people who can just do crazy stuff with their favorite characters. But if you can exploit that and ban the characters people want to pick or work their team around before they actually get to pick them, it's really helpful. And drafts are so important in setups like these.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Thanks for watching this game, guys, but we will be taking a quick break. We're going to be coming back with the next game afterwards. I believe you should pay attention to the chat, because if I'm not mistaken, there is going to be a giveaway run, so pay attention to all the chat moderators. They will help you out with how to enter that, and we will see you in a few minutes.
Get those skills, guys.
And hello everybody, welcome back to the Awesomenauts Rumble. We're going to be, well, we've just witnessed the best 2 out of 3 between Team Keznia and Combo Video. That was a pretty decisive win for Team Keznia. And now we're going to be taking a look at 2 different teams. This is going to be a round 4 game on the winners bracket between Team Get Juked and Team Please Love. So, I'm Edster, I forgot to mention that. And joining me today, I'm going to be having, once again, Uberanti.
Are you absolutely sure you're Edster? Like,
I think I am. I think I am.
Because I don't even know if I'm Uber Ranty, man. I don't remember. It's been so long. But anyways, we just finished watching that set between Team Keznia and Team Combo. Like Edster said, Keznia won 2-0 with some nice plays and good drafts. But now we've got Please Love versus Get Juked, and we've got this first map coming on. And would you like to start us on the draft?
Yeah, sure. I will take us all through the draft. So the first game we're going to be taking a look is going to be on AI Station 205, which is not something you see every day. So for the Rumble specifically, that means these teams both had to agree for these maps to be there. So they both obviously have a strategy involving this. So Team Please Love, they're going to be Team 1. Team Get Juked, they're going to be Team 2 for this first game. Please Love are going to ban out Vinny. Get Juked are going to ban out Scoop and Sentry. Please Love then banning a Rocco and picking an Ayla. That's a very, very standard opening, about as standard as it gets. Get Juked are then going to pick up Frog and Scolder, 2 very powerful notes. Nice counter to Ayla. Again, just very, very solid, pretty standard drafts here. Please Love are then going to respond with a Genji pick and a Keznia ban. Get Juked are going to ban out Swiggins. Please Love are going to finish off with a Yuri pick. And Get Juked are going to finish with a Coco. So overall, we've got a Genji, an Ayla, and a Yuri taking on a Frog, a Scolder, and a Coco. Uberanti, what are your initial thoughts on these comps?
Lots of initiation and just, well, yeah, there's a good chunk of initiation on Get Juke's team with, almost the cookie cutter team, but because of the ban on Scoop, they decided to opt for Coco. I'm guessing they were going for a similar team to what we saw last match. But still very strong with the dash into throw, or like throw into dash into tornado, and then the ball and the blaze and for some slow and CC and just extra damage. Just, good utilities. Still pretty standard. And then Please Love has got the Ayla and Genji. Just Genji with like any damage dealer is just a great combo anyways. And then you got Yuri with that time bubble area control, really good at helping with those team fights, getting enemies away, or getting teammates away and keeping enemies from getting away. Very strong character, and the fact that it's AI Station, you don't see this very often in like competitive play or in like tournaments or anything. So this is going to be a bit interesting, I think.
Yeah, definitely. As you mentioned, just the pure team fight from Please Love's comp, that's terrifying. You get a cocoon, then you can basically guarantee that person is dead if there's no support. You throw in the Yuri bubble to slow them and speed up the Ayla's DPS. That's amazing damage. But then again, you've got nice mobility, and as you said, the kind of something that won Team Keznia the games last time was the potential to go in off lots of different sources of initiations. Get Juked definitely have that going for them. They've got the throw, they've got the snare quick, they've got the dash, they've got the Coco Ball. They've got all these things that could potentially give them an initiation. But now, whereas Please Love, they're kind of mostly relying on either the cocoon or just walking forwards. Which isn't necessarily as reliable when you've got tools such as the Scolder's Snare Quick if he gets the height to deal with that. So it's
walking forwards don't doubt the hidden strategy of walking forward. It's pretty strong, dude.
Yeah, 100% of teams who win a game walked forwards at least one time. So definitely, I highly recommend walking forwards. It tends to work a lot in Awesomenauts games. But yeah, I think we should go into the game itself. So, on AI Station 205, I'm at 9 seconds in. Are you at 9 seconds in, Uberanti?
I'm at 9 seconds in. Do you want the countdown?
If you don't mind, I think I will give the countdown because I am possessive and I like my countdowns. So, on go we will go. So, 3, 2, 1, and go. Looking at the red team, this is Team Please Love. We have Jimmy, I believe his name is. I forget. Mr. No Name. On the Ayla, we have Yuri being played by Game is Broken, and we have Love playing the Genji. On Team Get Juked, we have Body Hunter playing a Frog. We have Coco being played by Tempest, and we have Nikki on the Skaldir.
Oh, we've got a
seeing
nice throw
out.
on Yuri already. He's so hurt already. That's insane. But because this is AI Station, he can just kind of fly up, spam mines, and maybe try to get away. But he's going to eat a massive punch, and there he goes down to the dash. And that's a very early pick for Team Get Juked there. And Genji's actually really low too. Wow, the red team just took a massive beating from that, and they're already clearing bottom.
Yeah, that was a very impressive early game from Team Get Juked. They found a throw onto 2 people. They instantly, well, not instantly, they did a lot of damage, and they found the Genji in the follow-up. So, yeah, that was a pretty nice start for Team Get Juked.
Yeah, it looks like we've got no unstandard items, no real new items except for Solo Crab Burgers actually banking into it on Ayla, so that's going to cost a utility slot, but still very strong, lots of sustain, especially with her good clear. But there's the throw on Ayla. She's still enraged, but she's taking a lot of damage, and she goes down to the 1-2-3 combo from Nikki, and he gets cocooned by Genji, trying to get that throw on Genji maybe, but just gets cocooned and Genji's able to get away. But that's another like clean pick, making it like a 2v3 for basically the entirety of this match so far for the red team here.
Yeah, definitely. We're already seeing a lead, a clean level ahead on XP for Get Juked, and already a lot of solo. We got 500 solo. Oh no, we don't have 500 solo. That's the total solo. We have at least enough for stun punch on the Skaldir. We're looking at Frog being able to buy Ninja Worms. Coco's already gone and bought the cooldown ball, so items already starting to go the way of Get Juked. We're looking at SKB being picked up by the Ayla. Very standard start. Just gives her that incredible sustain. That upgrade is insanely powerful. Never underestimate the power of SKB. As now, you know, Team Please Love, they're going to try and kind of slow things down, get things a bit more stable as they move into the kind of mid-game. Because this... have I just lost my caster again? No, I have not lost my caster. Thank God for that. Nikki did end up... Wait, no, Nikki did not end up... Sorry, I'm kind of lost.
Yeah, we have a Suspicious Unity while we take over for a second.
Okay.
Oh, but it looks like there's a throw on Yuri, so I'm just gonna take over anyways. Forget what you saying. There's a throw on Yuri. Oh my goodness! And Tempest knocks Ayla into the fire and then says montaged. That is some style right there.
That is.
You cannot style harder than that.
If you're gonna do some BM, that's the way to do it. Nice knockback ball into the fire, as he said. Just that's incredible, really. Very nice ball. Really good placement from Tempest. And now Team Get Juked, they're going to want to push in. The cocoon's down, so they could really push a lot harder than this. Body Hunter, you know, making the most out of his dash, making sure he can get those extra invulnerability frames and just try and bait something out. Walking to the left and then dashing right to escape.
Looks like the red team is definitely good at defending those turrets if, you know, a couple of them are live with like the mines and piercing auto attack and rage, but you got to be careful of those throws, which is like just so dangerous when you're trying to get in and sneak in those like mines and you know, clearing with a rage. You just get thrown and then you get thrown halfway across the map because you're a flying character. So they got to be extremely careful of those throws from Nikki, and they've got healing on Time Bubble, but he's also got Stun Punch, but he doesn't have CC immunity on Time Bubble like the a couple matches ago with Team Keznia and in combo. So blue team may have some trouble pushing him unless they get like a wipe, just because of the team that Team Please Love has, but they're still in a much better position with a 2-level lead in the experience, just in a really good spot right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're looking at Spiritual Cooking being picked up by the Genji, hopefully giving them an extra bit of tankiness. Body Hunter's going to dash through the Yuri, and then the Yuri's going to pop the bubble. That's a very nice bait from Body Hunter. He's low HP, but he managed to maneuver himself in such a way that the enemy team could not catch him. Blessing being popped there, just giving the Spiritual Cooking to his teammates. As now, Team Get Juked, they're still in this dominating position. They definitely have the map advantage. I mean, they're low HP, but there's no chance of them being initiated on at this point.
Absolutely. We've got rage damage on Ayla as well. Bottom is really low for the red team too. They might just try to body it like with like Froggy or something, but Nikki is like baiting out that teleport. Almost gets the throw on Love, and Game is Broken, but just barely misses it. Game is Broken snipes that health back too. Just get that intervention.
In a bad spot here.
And looks like Nikki's actually in a really bad spot, like you just said. Gets the throw on Ayla, but he's really low. Can he maybe pick up the kill on Ayla, or will Ayla evil eye him? Love is really hurt too, but he gets the Monarch Blessing Shield, eats a Lightning Ball, I believe. But that health tech just spawns basically right on top of him. Body Hunter's hurt. Lots of damage coming up from both teams, so everyone's very hurt. If someone can land a really good ability, but that Cocoon is really good. Here comes Froggy with the Tornado, gets the dash and the Tornado combo, and both Ayla and Genji go down. Just, wow. Good start. That's still a 2-level advantage.
That's kind of just poor play from Team Please Love, really. They really thought they could kill Nikki. on there, and they got a little bit of tunnel vision, finding that target low HP in the cocoon. But then they sort of forgot that the frog was there, and the frog was able to punish them so hard for that. And the Coco coming in for the blaze and the extra damage. And
I don't know if you see what just got bought on Scoldier, but that's going to be fun.
Oh, Axe Throwing Trophy. That is a very interesting upgrade. I was going to say, are we ready for the MLG montage that is Coco picking up Blind Ball? That's a fun upgrade.
We've got Axe Throw trophy and Blind Ball with cooldown and damage. Like, this is going to be silly. I'm going to love it every minute of it, though. Seriously, this is going to be great. Looks like, it just barely misses the throw on Ayla, just slam her into the wall. But Ayla actually trying to get away, eating some blaze as well, but there's a health back there in order to keep her healthy for now. Game is broken. It actually takes a lot of damage there.
Yeah, the Axe Throwing is definitely a good pick, because Team Please Love here, they're playing quite defensively, and the Axe Throwing just kind of guarantees if someone gets thrown, the team that are behind them are not going to be able to instantly help them. And yeah, and speaking of
there's the throw on. Game is broken. Nicky's really hurt, but it looks like he misses the lightning ball. It just like shoots it over his head and then gets killed by Rage. Is Body Hunter gonna go down too? There's the dash. Can he get an Evil Eye? No, he's gotta back off because he's just a little too hurt in order to try and get that pick at the turret there. But that's a bit of a trade really with Tempest there getting picked off for the first time in this game actually, and looks like the blue team might actually try to focus on like clearing top and getting top down. Nicky gets a nice throw, but he actually gets cocooned. He's gonna take a bunch of damage and he goes down. So that's another kill. So now it looks like the blue team here, Get Juked, is actually at a disadvantage, basically making it a 2v3 for the last like 2 minutes here. So maybe the red team will try and make a push off of this. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that was quite a reckless play from Nicky. He was half HP and he went in 1 versus 3. I don't really know what he was expecting from that, but no one knows Nicky's mind other than Nicky, so that seemed to just be a straight mistake, and I'm sure it was because it was a death. But now we're looking at a 2 versus 3 going on. Get Juked definitely in an unfavourable position there, using abilities, and they're not really landing anything. The blessing from Team Please Love is really able to effectively just hold back the damage coming in from Team Get Juked. Nicky looking for these throws, going above and trying to find these earthquakes. But there's a lot of mines there, and he lands into it and goes to the fire. He almost dies. Slams
straight into the mines. That is not how you want to go to the doctors.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Coco's almost going to go down to the kind of Yuri Ayla death ball, and the frog. Oh, the frog is not in a good spot.
Body Hunter's in such a bad spot, but he's still dashing. Yeah, you're right, but he still gets picked off by the Evil Eye from Ayla. Nicky's actually really hurt. Is Ayla going to try and chase him? Nicky is caught behind the turret. He just jumps straight into the mines. Yuri is just waiting there. The monkey is smarter than the Viking.
Yeah, this seems to be Get Juked to kind of putting themselves in a bad position just because they're getting a bit impatient. They're trying to find kills when they really don't need to. They can just work on chipping them down with these cooldown blind balls they have and landing it on 2 people there, 2 of them very low. They're able to defend this. A little bit of a face mine coming in from Game is Broken, but I don't really see a tower going down anytime soon for Team Get Juked.
Yeah, I mean, it's really like when she was using the lightning balls there, it was kind of, do you want to try and get the cheesy pick on the people that are pushing the turret, or do you want to clear the droids and knock them back, or will they just body the turret? So you got to think about that before you place your Coco Balls, or you could try and be crazy, you try to hit like 5 people with 1 lightning ball, but Coco's pretty good at stalling and defending with the knockback, but Tempest doesn't actually have any knockback upgrades. He opted for that swaggy upgrade with the blind, but there's the lightning ball. She can't detonate it because she's cocooned, and blue team just like trying to get a push on top again, but there's a lot of droids bottom. It's just red team's got to jump back and forth a lot.
Absolutely. I mean, at the moment, again, it's just the red team playing really defensive. What Team Get Juked need right now, they need to find a throw with this axe throwing and then get a pick off. Ideally, they want to find the Yuri. The Yuri is kind of the real thing that's stalling at the moment. Not just because of the mines, but just because of the potential team fight they can get if they're overextended and they get caught out with the bubble. And the, bubble face mine thrown in Ayla or a Genji for a little bit of damage, and that's a kill. So Team Get Juked needs to be a little bit careful. The fire going to separate the 2 teams. Looks like they could have dropped some in there, but nothing really going to happen. I mean, this is a little bit slow right now, but the real slog is going to come from Team Get Juked trying to push for these tier 2 towers. They're going to tank that top tower now and look for something. Body Hunter going to dash through the mine just to neutralize it. Again, this is just going to be a long, stally match of Awesomenauts at this rate, unless Nicky can find an engage or Team Get Juked overextend, really.
the ball, the initiative is in Get Juked's park. They need to kind of work out what they want to do.
Everybody's favorite kind of match is a long match on AI Station 205. I'm totally not lying in any way, shape, or form. But Gamers Broken gets a nice kill on Tempest, and Nikki actually gets a double kill with the laser and mine combo. And there's the Super Droid on top, and it's just Body Hunter trying to go in on Gamers Broken. Actually gets the pick, but he eats a face mine for his troubles. What is he doing over here? He's in a lot of trouble here. Oh, he gets cocooned. Is he going to try and dash out? Oh, he gets hit by the Evil Eye the instant he comes out of cocoon. But now all of Blue Team is dead with the exception of Tempest just coming back. And it looks like Love is trying to clear bottom here, but yeah.
It's a small play.
What do you think about that?
It was a small play, but that was quite a nice Evil Eye there. He actually fired the Evil Eye before he was out of the cocoon, and the Evil Eye was exactly on top of the frog as he exited the cocoon. So there was... I think even if he would have had to input dash, frame perfect if he wanted to get out of that. So that was just guaranteeing the kill there. Because I do believe the cooldown was very close to being up.
Absolutely. Looks like, actually I have my camera on Love for some reason while he's going back and going shopping on a little shopping spree. But it looks like Game is Broken just trying to place those mines on top of the blue team. Body Hunter gets cocooned, but he's just going to dash out if he gets in any trouble here, dealing a little bit of damage to Ayla. But I suppose the stall is starting to come back. What do you think about the builds here with like the blind ball and rubber band ball and all kinds of balls?
I mean, it's all kind of standard, really. The only thing that's a little bit unusual is the Frog's Dash build, not opting for Hammer Pants, opting instead for double clocks and damage, actually. Although one of the clocks is no longer cooldown, it is a heal upgrade, but that is just going to allow him to be such a nuisance and get behind the enemy team. Although he's going to take a lot of damage there. He's going to hit one of the mines. He's trying to get away. He's going to get away now. Nikki and
Tempest is super hurt. So is Ayla. Is she going to die from DOT? She's got so much DOT on her. Yep, she goes down.
Yeah, the Ayla's going to die there. That was a nicely placed Earthquake, Blaze. A lot of damage done by Team Get Juked there. And now Team Get Juked, they're going to look to get a little bit of pushing on this bottom lane. It's going to be quite difficult because the stall that Genji and Yuri have is just immense. I mean, the Ayla is kind of the key aspect of the team fight for Team Please Love. But in terms of the stalling, it's all about the Yuri and the Genji. I mean, Team Get Juked, they're in such a strong position. If they get both of these characters in a decent fight and it's just the Ayla defending, I think it could probably be game. They just have that much potential, but the stall from the Genji and the Yuri is just so frustrating for Get Juked to get past.
Absolutely. Looks like bottom has taken a little bit of damage now, though. Just cracked on that minimap. It's about 1/3 of health down, but they just... If they get base exposure and then get 2 kills, they can win the game. There isn't much the red team can do to have like some super crazy like 2 versus 3 clutch team wipe, but it's just so much stalling. It's just so hard for that to happen, but once it does, it will be game over if they can just kill a turret and then get access to the base with like a lot of with like maybe 1 or 2 people down on the red team. If they can just if they can kill one of the like major stallers on the red team, like Yuri or Genji, then they'll have a huge advantage and actually be able to push something maybe. But here's a throw on Ayla, actually. Doesn't do much with it, but the actual just misplaces her so much. But Body Hunter is going to dash in instead of out. Might have tried to dash before that cocoon hit him. And he's going to take a lot of damage. Nikki goes down and then throws the red team into Body Hunter. And then he gets killed by the droids. And then Tempest goes down to Evil Eye. What a mess. That was a disaster. But it looks like all of blue team is just dead. All of Get Juked, Tempest, everybody just dead, dead, dead. Here's the push on the bottom tower and top. Both towers are down now. We're seeing some actual push from the red team. All of that stalling paid off.
Yeah, definitely. That is something that can work. If you do stall for long enough and the enemy team gets impatient enough, you definitely can find these kills that lead to wipes, and then you can push up. It's a valid strategy, but the problem is AI Station is such a huge map that by the time... If you're pushed up to your tier 2 towers, you kill them. By the time you push up to their tier 2 towers, they're back in lane. So the only time the stalling is really going to work is if you're 40 minutes into the game and the respawn time is like a minute long. But until then, you're really not going to be able to do much with it. Like, yeah, they've taken the tier 1 towers, but if they do that again, they're not really going to achieve that much. It's really going to come down to can they get a late game fight and then another one afterwards.
I mean, it's like sort of you have to get like a couple of kills in order to like, or like a wipe or something, just to like let yourself push into their territory. Like you have to get like 2 wipes to really start pushing their base and or like tier 2 turrets, like you were saying, because it's just like there's so much ground to cover. It's like, okay, we killed everybody. We got 2 people left. Let's make a push to the turrets. You get to the turrets, and then you've got the entire team behind you ganking you, and then you're all dead.
Exactly. Well, once again, we're looking at Team Get Juked pushed up right to the tier 2 towers of Team Please Love. Team Please Love are going to try and find something. Well, actually, no, sorry. Team Get Juked are going to try and find something. And if they mess up, that's where Team Please Love can really find engage afterwards. The Yuri did get thrown there, but no follow-up. The axe throwing them far enough away from Team Get Juked, as well as Team Please Love. The Yuri in a bit of a bad spot there. He's going to take the note, but now Frog's taking an immense amount of damage. He's going to go down to the Raging Evil Eye. And now the Coco and the Skulder are the only ones from Team Get Juked able to defend, and Team Please Love know this. They're pushing up. Skulder in a bad spot here. He's going to be
Oh
hit
no,
with a
he
death
might have
ball.
just killed himself with throw again. He threw Yuri right into him, and then he gets hit by the face mine with the time bubble, and just gets punished. Nikki is, I mean, in a way, throwing the match with these throws, because he's gotten a couple of pretty cheeky throws, but he like threw the enemy team into Body Hunter when he had no health, which is kind of what started causing that chain reaction of a wipe in the first place. And then he threw Yuri into himself. Axe throw is kind of scary like that. You can do that, and it's just so terrible.
Yeah, I mean, they are definitely pushing up. This time, the kind of the way they got the wipe was a bit more staggered. They were able to get one kill onto the Frog, and then a few seconds later get the kill on the Skulder. This meant that Team Get Juked weren't all coming back at the same time, ready to fight. They had a staggered return, and therefore, Team Please Love, they were able to push, actually get some push in. That bottom tower is only at 3 bars now for Team Get Juked. But Team Get Juked, they know that Team Please Love are not in a position to defend. They get some ship damage in. And there's the throw into the Yuri. He does have the time bubble available. There's the time bubble. In comes the death ball of Yuri Ayla. Yuri's going to do a lot of damage. The Ayla's going in with a rage. He's trying to hit Nikki. Nikki's going to throw the Ayla away just to get back to safety. And now it looks like, yeah, Team Get Juked, they're going to go back, get some health, buy some upgrades, and just be ready for the next fight.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good throw from Nikki. Pretty standard, but it still saved his ass and his possibly his teammates' asses as well. And, you know, just like, and it looks like the red team might have some ground here. They might get pushed back as they seem to have been, but the bottom tower is almost dead, so if they can get a pick and start pushing that bottom tower, they're going to be at a serious advantage.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, currently it's just, can Team Get Juked find a clean initiate. There goes the dash. This might be it. The ball's going to whiff, though, and in comes the death ball of Ayla. The Frog's still trying to do something, but Tempest is very low. All 3 members of Team Please Love are still relatively healthy.
Oh,
except
Body
for
Hunter may have just
Genji.
made a huge mistake. He got that on Genji, but he actually goes down just because he's so close to the turret. Now it's only Nikki. Will they try and push bottom here? Nikki's the only one alive. He misses the throw on Game is Broken. That's a no throw. He's got no cooldowns for like 5 seconds here. Used Earthquake as well. Is he going to be in trouble here? He's just heading back to the bottom tower here. But the red team actually has some droids over here, and because of the way they work, some of them are just heading to the turret anyways. They're just ignoring the other droids. It's 2 bars now. Yuri's got that range on laser as well as Hubble Lens, able to get that decent push power. But Tempest is now back, and so is Body Hunter, so they're going to have to get out of there if they don't want to die. But bottom tower took a little bit more damage. It's so close to dead, though.
Yeah, at the moment, it's just the team fights for Team Get Juked, they just aren't quite connecting properly. Something is missing. The throw is missing, the ball is missing, or the dash is missing. They're hitting 2 out of 3 of these in most of these fights, but they're never quite landing all of them. If they do land all of them, get a kill on, say, the Yuri, and make the Ayla in a bad position so that she can't just follow up, then they're going to be in a position where they can really start to push up and win this game. But at the moment, it's actually surprisingly even, given how much of a dominating performance we saw from Get Juked in the early game. Body Hunter having to dash away, the death ball threat is just too great. But now this could be a decent fight for Team Get Juked. They're going to go in with the Earthquake in the throw. Frog's going to try and dash the Genji. And now all members of Team Please Love are relatively low, but they are in a decent position to save themselves. The Ayla's going to go into the dash. Oh, Body Hunter almost dies to the fire. He uses the shield on the Nadio to save himself. And now, game is broken. He's going to get thrown into the wall. And Oily Spray punched down to death. And
The
now
bottom
we're looking at the
turret
push. It's going to go
looks
down.
like it's going to go down. But will they kill the base? Ayla's
Possibly.
dropping now, but it is. They might actually have this here. They got some good pushing power, and like if they get that throw on love, like there's that poking and just all this damage. I think they might actually have the game here. Is it over, or will it last for just a little longer?
I don't think it's over yet.
Half
The Ayla
health.
coming in is a pretty big threat. All 3 members of Get Juked are pretty low. Temps is going to teleport away. Oh, only just actually. That was.
Oh, Nikki
bit
is like
closer
trying
than
to
we would like to
teleport, but
admit.
he's too fat. He's too fat. He might be getting chased, but they're so fast.
Uses the
Are they
snack
gonna
way
keep
to get away.
chasing? No, it looks like he's actually gotten out of there. That's good. But yeah, that's base exposure. Now if there's a wipe for Get Juked, in favor of Get Juked, really is what I mean. If there's a wipe, they might actually have the game here, even though it's AI station, because they've got decent movement speed with Froggy and Coco, and they have enough base pushing power that like they will be able to kill it. It depends on where the wipe happens, if they're defending or attacking.
One thing it is worth noting is if Team Get Juked get really impatient, the Frog might try and backdoor. It is something which is a possibility. He's got nice wide open space. He can potentially bait out a fight and do some damage at the same time. Because Team Get Juked, they really want to bait out the Time Bubble and the Blessing from Team Please Love It. If they can do that, then they can find a fight they want to win. There's the Cocoon going as a Body Hunter. He still has all his abilities. He's able to dash the Ayla. And now we might be seeing a fight break out. They're trying to find the right angle. There goes the Snarequake again. The dash is going to land onto the Yuri. The Yuri's low-ish. He's about half HP right now. There's a lot of mines around now, stopping Body Hunter.
It looks like there's a little more stall. There's like some poking coming out, but there's actually the Cocoon on Nikki. Gonna take a lot of damage, gets to throw on Ayla, but actually throws her into the team. Taking a lot of damage from those stun punches, though. So much damage. Is she gonna die? She goes down. Tempest gets a lightning ball. Love is dead, and Game is Broken is dead as well. That's the red team wipe. That's it. They wiped them right next to their own turrets. And either way, I think they would have won if they got that wipe, even like at their base. Just, it's over. So much damage, dealing like 250 damage with those third punches on the base here, and it's done. That's a victory for Team Get Juked. Surprisingly close for most of that, actually, I have to say.
Yeah, definitely. It was such a dominating performance by Team Get Juked in the beginning, but he kind of stole, and patience of Team Please Love almost paid dividends. They were able to get a couple of wipes and really do some damage to that tier 2 tower bottom, but they just weren't able to find enough of those wipes to really make it work for them. Ultimately, the kind of momentum and swing of the game kept on being in control of Team Get Juked, and that kind of led to the fights being dictated by them. Team Please Love, they were kind of winning the fights based on the mistakes of Team Get Juked, and then later into the game, they just stopped making those mistakes, and they were able to push in, find the kills they needed, and finally pushed to win the game.
Yep, there was some pretty funny throws from Nikki there, but they still kept their act together and they got the wipe, and they managed to actually get the win. It was a bit close in the middle. It was definitely in favor of Get Juked for a majority, or like at least like half the match near the beginning and end. But during the middle, it was surprisingly close, just because Red Team was doing such a good job at stalling, and Nikki was, well, not just Nikki. I shouldn't be just racking on them, but a lot of Team Get Juked was just missing some vital stuff, like just throws, lightning balls, just these little things that was just kind of evening it out. But now they got that together and they got an easy win.
Yep, definitely. Well, that was game 1 of Please Love versus Get Juked. We're going to take a quick break right now so we can come back to you with the second game of this best of 3. And yeah, we'll see if Please Love are able to tie it up, or if Get Juked will shut it down with a 2-0. So, we'll be back with you shortly. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Awesomenauts Rumble. We've seen some marvelous games today. We've seen Combo Video taking on Team Keznia. We've seen Please Love taking on Get Juked. We've only seen the first game of that, and I think we should take a look at the second game. But before we get into that, I'm Edster, and joining me, I have my favourite Canadian caster, sorry Baranzi, I have Devmon!
I thought you were about to say, sorry, Slow Wolf. My goodness. Hi.
Oh, well, sorry Slow Wolf as well. I mean,
There's
basically
a
a
few of them.
Brit now. He's basically a Brit now.
That's
He's living
true.
here.
That's true. How's it been going? How's everyone?
Oh,
I
it's
just got
good,
back
it's good.
from ALWB.
Well, how did that stream go? I heard there were some good games. One particularly good one featuring the amazing Edster.
Actually, all the games were really solid, and it's funny
Oh.
because I was just watching the end of this match, and this match, I believe it was Nikki and his team with Body Hunter and Tempest that took it. But in the other tournament, actually, they lost. Not to go too much on the other tournament, but it's funny to see the flip-flop.
The flip-flop, indeed.
The flip-flop.
Today's game, this moment's game, is going to be the second game of Please Love taking on Get Juked. Devmon, do you have the draft available, and would you like to take us through it?
I do, and it's very beautiful, actually. So, this is on Agulon to start, the map for the invisibility orb, and the eye in the center, which everyone loves to get. The currently banned knots on the red team include Vinny and Spike, as well as Goldier. Going to the blue side, they've banned out Scoop and Sentry. Following up the bans, before getting to the picks, Chucho was banned in this case, and Swiggins was also banned, so a whole bunch of burst, and a whole bunch of competitive top tier knots, and Chucho banned. Can you explain why Chucho would be banned in this case, Ed?
Well, in terms of the last pick, Please Love had already secured themselves an Ayla and a Rocco. Chucho is very nice against those two knots. It's a lot of brawling, it's a lot of long-range poke, and more importantly, Chucho is... Yuri and Ayla are very easy sticky bomb targets for Chucho. Chucho can just kind of hang back, lob a sticky bomb, run away from their death ball, initiate, and then follow up with his team afterwards. So Chucho's a very nice ban coming out of Please Love. It's a nice bit of awareness, being aware of that threat there.
That's very fair. So, just to follow up what you just said, Please Love has picked up Ayla as well as Yuri, which leads to the fantastic bubble combo of hey, here's a bubble that slows and here's a bubble that damages. They've topped this off, of course, with Nibs to provide even more damage over time, most likely, as well as burst damage and a whole bunch of mobility. On the other side of things, you have Genji getting through, as well as Rocco, so you've got somebody who's got very good counter initiation as well as initiation, combined with somebody who has perhaps one of the best harassments in the game, which is a wall of arrows combined with the damaging precision shot. Lastly is Froggy G on top of Get Juked's team, and Froggy G I think has spoken for himself over the years in many tournaments in many forms.
Absolutely. In terms of looking at these kind of overall comps, how this game's going to play out, the team fight is definitely in the favor of Please Love. That Death Ball initiate, throwing a Yuri, speeding up a Fire Breath, that's terrifying amounts of damage. If Get Juked get caught out by that, that's not going to be a nice situation. However, Get Juked do have tools to deal with that. They've got the Frog Stun, they've got the Genji Cocoon. The Rocco could end up being a bit vulnerable to this. However, Get Juked, the main tool they have to deal with this kind of Death Ball team fight is the amount of poke they have. Genji has DOT on his AA, he has Storm Drum, he has access to Jagger Eggs on his Cocoon for a nice little long-range poke, and of course you have Rocco, the master of long-range poke, throwing a frog, able to do a little bit of damage here and there when he needs to, and then properly commit to the team fights if and when he also needs to. I think both teams have the tools to beat each other. It's just going to come down to which team outplays the other. So, I think we should see which team actually manages to do that.
Yeah, I'd be up for that.
I think I'm going to give us a countdown. We're at 9 seconds in. On go, we will go.
That's correct. So, lid it off.
3, 2, 1, and go. On the red team, Team Please Love, we have Game is Broken playing your Yuri, we have Johnny or No Name playing your Ayla, and we have Love playing your Nibs. On the blue team, Team Get Juked, we have Tempest playing your Genji, Body Hunter playing the Frog, and Nikki playing the Rocco. Initially, the Invis and the map control has gone in Get Juked's favor. Body Hunter going to find a nice dash onto the Ayla, bringing her half HP. That's just a nice early game engagement. A very good start for this game.
And I would say so. Looks like everybody's starting with a fairly basic start. Everyone's grabbing their base abilities, and no one's decided to piggyback into anything in particular. Rock is going to apply his vengeance onto the Ayla and slow her down very hard. I have to say that most Rockos seem to use piggyback into, say, like AoE arrows or even a SWCA coin, but it seems in this case might have to wait for a second as Yuri takes the arrow and survives for the Ayla. In this case that most people forego the Vengeance just because it's such a long cooldown, but I think Rocco in this case has made the right choice because Vengeance is perhaps one of his best tools for peeling off Ayla and the Yuri.
Yeah, one thing to mention about these team fights, or the comps, is whilst we said the Death Ball team fight of Team Please Love is pretty scary, one thing that they are lacking is follow-up after that. If they're caught with their pants down, then the Vengeance is going to be really good at picking them off. However, Nikki in a bit of a bad spot here is in kind of a 1v1. His team isn't there to support him, but he's going to cleverly use this map awareness, juke around the walls, and just make sure he's still in safety. The Ayla coming in, going to try and hit an Evil Eye onto Nikki, but he's going to hit the Tempest that was hiding behind him. A little bit of push going on top lane, but I doubt anything too much will happen. Frog's just going to disengage with the Rocco.
Which is all fair and well. Ayla's going to be the first one to go back to base, obviously for the low HP, and we have Slur Crab Burgers as a first pickup, which is fairly standard. Picking up Slur Coins will heal Ayla, and given the amount of Slur Coins that you can generate from creeps and droids, and even just on the map, that's a quick sustain for healing. But Nib's piggybanking into the Turtle Flames, pretty basic. I don't think there'll be too much deviation for the builds. I think it'll mostly show basically in how they play who will determine the winner.
Yeah, definitely. The Fire Breath there going to land, do a decent amount of damage. That Eternal Flame, as you're saying, doing some very decent damage there. The Genji's going to pick up the range on his AA, ensuring he has the maximum amount of poke he can possibly do. Just able to stay back, safe, away from this Uriela death bubble, and just do some very decent damage as he's doing right now. But Tempest is going to get engaged on. The Cocoon is going to land onto the Ayla. Now the Nib's in a bad spot. He is going to manage to get Tempest with that Fire Breath, but now Nikki's going in. The Frog Dash should be ready about now. They're trying to find something. Game is broken in a bad spot. He's going to be taking a lot of AAs from the Frog. He tries to land a mine. It's not going to hit. Can the Rocco arrow kill him? No, it definitely can't. Overall, that was a fight very much in Team Get Juked favor. They have the map control and they're pushing up. They have droids at this top tower and they're getting some decent damage in.
I like agree to that. I'm really surprised that Red Team's having... Well, I'm not surprised that they're having a hard time getting in, but they should really be focusing on contesting the invisibility orb if they really want to have somebody jump in the face. Ayla's taking a lot of poke, and in order to counteract that spot sustain, Yuri has made the incredibly smart choice of picking up the heal bubble to sustain his whole team, especially when going in, so that may help determine some team fights coming soon. Speaking of which, invisibility has been picked up by the Yuri, and he's going to waste it just to clear the towers. Given that blue team has such a strong push from their team, they're going to be able to really pressure up the red team. And you can see that right here, half the red tower's gone, and one whole Nibs is gone, and Ayla's almost gone herself. Blue team's got enough pressure to basically poke them down, as well as keep the push up on the towers. So it's going to be hard for the red team to come back from that. They may need to pick up some certain key upgrades to really force out the blue team later on. Speaking of which...
Oh, Ayla's not in a good spot here. The Genji was... Oh, sorry, the Yuri was going to try and body block those last few shots for the Ayla there, but the Cocoon just kind of final nail in the coffin, really, for the Ayla there. Just watched as the Genji threw that piercing A, and not much the Ayla could do to get away from that. Yeah, Team Get Juked, once again, as they were last game, they're in a dominating position in this early game. And Team Please Love, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to throw on the brakes, make sure they play nice and defensive, and make sure they're not going to cede too many towers, too much of an advantage early. Try and stall things out, wait for Team Get Juked to make a mistake, and then go in. It almost paid off in the last game, and we will see if the same thing is going to work this game.
Here, Yuri's going to initiate, but he finds himself without his teammates, so he's going back off. The Body Hunter dashes in the tower in forward position, and Game is Broken is going to try to escape from the bottom. Ayla just being picked off by Tempest again, thanks to the combination of his team damage as well as that extra little bit of range on his auto attack, just to kind of nail a few shots in. That Tempest has been really on par for landing the auto attacks in this game, and the extra range has been very useful for most of the case.
Yeah, interesting items being picked up by the Rocker picking up 2 stages of the disguised... is it Sticky Cop Mustache? There we go, Disguised Mustache is on Sentry. The Sticky Cop Mustache giving him that extra attack speed, 40% when he hits the precision shot. Throwing the AA damage is also picked up. That's an immense amount of team fight. We were talking about the Death Ball of Team Please Love, but we might need to swap that because the pure amount of collapse and insane damage that's going to give Team Get Juked when they land that precision shot and walk in is pretty ridiculous. There's the Cocoon onto the Yuri. The Nibs is going to go down, in fact, and so is the Ayla. The collapse and kind of the way Team Get Juked are able to desync the team fight from Team Please Love. I don't think there's a better way of saying it. They're just able to use that Cocoon to make sure that Team Please Love are never able to use all their abilities at the same time, and that's really helping them win these team fights.
And to further on the point, since Genji has the ability to cancel the bubble for the most part, deny it for the whole team fight, that's a huge disadvantage for Yuri. Normally he'd be able to slow down most things and just help the team out and do a lot of work for the team, but because if he's vulnerable to the Cocoon, Genji has another way to really stop the team fights besides just using Zaya Monarch Blessing later on. Speaking of team fights, we have the Nibs basically applying liberal amounts of DOT to the Frog, and Nibs in turn taking a bunch of tower shots and being finished off, leaving the field to be Rocco and Yuri basically contending against each other. You see that the slow bubble combined with mines is actually doing quite a lot, but the sticky cop mustache is going to be enough with some precision shot to take down Yuri.
Yeah, the Yuri needed the face mine to hit there, and then Nikki just stood just out of range, making sure it wasn't going to get hit by that. And then the AA damage and the precision shot was enough to kill that there. There is an Invis up. Nikki's not going to want to take it because of his low HP. But there's the Cocoon onto the Ayla. The Nibs is still Invis, about 3/4 HP. There's the Fire Breath landing on 2 members. Nikki is going to manage to get a health pack there. The Ayla's going to kill the Genji. And now Bodyhunter in a very bad spot. They do manage to take the Ayla out with a dash and a precision shot. And now the Nado there, the shield, keeping him alive through that Fire Breath. The heal on the Time Bubble is going to be enough to keep the Nibs alive. That's a very kind of active fight, and one thing I must point out is both teams are doing a good job of kind of making something good out of a bad situation. They're able to find these picks off of these fights, which initially look bad, but then they're able to make something of it and find a pick off that they otherwise wouldn't get.
I could agree there. Some interesting upgrades I'd like to point out just before we continue on. Frog picking up the Race Stone, which is an upgrade I believe has about a 1% pickup rate throughout most leagues.
I don't know why.
it's actually, that's why I bring it up, because it's actually surprisingly very good. As long as you can get a creep, you basically double the health of that creep, so you're basically getting your whole HP back from one group of creeps. And if you have one person on the team with that, it's a very effective way to sustain one teammate. And if you're in the middle of it...
Yeah, in terms of Wraithstone, I've spoke about this in a few of my streams, but I actually think Wraithstone is one of, if not the best upgrade in the game right now. It is so insane. It allows you to do so many aggressive plays and still not have to worry about HP as an issue. You can take fights in the enemy jungle that you otherwise wouldn't take. All of a sudden you're full HP and it completely turns. So yeah, Wraithstone, if you've not tried it and think it's a bad item, show you you're wrong. It's amazing. Please do give it an honest go.
That we have some fighting off. Ayla's going to take the precision shot, the lob shot as it comes down, basically being left out of the fight. Nibs is not going to be able to survive without the support from Ayla, and Game is Broken's going to have to back off. Frog's going to die as well, leaving at a 2-for-2 in the field, and not really in a super position for anyone. Our team's going to be the better of this advantage, just to deny blue team as much push as possible, and that's just going to be the end of that fight. Other upgrades I wanted to show that well, I guess Nikki's building into. You've got Sticky Mustache combined with the Defuse Hawk Bomb, and combine that with Nicotine Patches. Basically, you have a cooldown reduction for hitting arrows for your precision shot. Precision shot reduces its cooldown if you land that, and you combine that with the attack speed buff. So basically, he's going to try to keep himself steroided with the attack speed constantly and land those precision shots.
Oh, that's a nice Fire Breath. There's a Time Bubble landing, but it's not able to do something. The Cocoon's going to land onto the Yuri. The dash and the AA is going to be enough to take out the Yuri. And now the Genji's going to go down to the Ayla, as the Nibs is trying to do something. The Fire Breath is going to kill the Frog, but then the Rocco is now brawling the Ayla. The Rocco's going to win. That is a crazy engagement. That's going to be a 3-for-2 in favor of Team Get Juked. What an engagement that was. That was just kill after kill after kill, all in a nice conga line until Nikki ultimately was the king of the hill. What a crazy fight that was.
Well, he was king of the frogs, so it's not too far of a step to be king of the birds as well.
King of the birds.
Yeah. king of the birds. Otherwise, yes. I'd like to point out that Yuri's picked up Flash Forward to combine the heal bubble maxing out, so he's going to try to hug his team as well as the enemy team as much as possible. Otherwise, it's fairly standard, although I enjoy the fact that Genji has pre-packed cocoons to deny his teammates sticking near, or enemy teammates being near each other, which is exactly what's going to happen, as the blue team gets a massive wipe right at the red tower and is able to basically get all the push that they need, including the Super Droid, who's on bottom and en route to the base as we speak.
Yeah, definitely. That was a very, very clean engagement. There's just... that's the kind of potential that the Get Juked team have right now. Get Juked have been spreading themselves out, avoiding that kind of massive death ball that Team Please Love have access to. But Team Please Love, when they go for that death ball, they make themselves very vulnerable to the AoE damage coming out from Tempest. He's picked up 2 stages of prefab cocoons and the Jagger eggs, allowing him to just have that teamfight damage. Cocoon's going to land on the Yuri. The bubble has been popped though. There's the dash. And now we're looking at Team Please Love going in. The Ayla's not going to be enough to get the kill. They are going to manage to get the kill on the Genji, but 2 of them are going to go down in the process. Now it's just the Yuri alive, whilst the Rocco and the Frog are able to push. That bottom tower is going to go down. Quite possibly the top one too. They may decide to even push into base here.
So at this point, I could ask, what do you think Red Team can do to really hold this off and basically come back? Do you think there's a hope for them yet?
Red Team needs to bait out the cocoon from Genji and then find a death ball initiate, but that's going to be quite difficult because Get Juked, they are experienced players. They're going to know that that's what Please Love need to actually win this fight. If they miss the cocoon, they're going to run away, or they're going to put themselves in such a position that they're not going to be death balled on. Bodyhander now going back to buy some upgrades, but we're seeing Nibs pick up the shield on the Fire Breath. That is an item which is pretty key to this. A lot of these fights are ending just because their Nibs dies too quickly to get all the Fire Breath damage off. Nikki being collapsed on a lot here. He's actually juking the entire enemy team, kiting so effectively. And now Nibs is going to be caught in the cocoon. Genji's going to try and chase that down. He's landing the AAs mostly. And there goes Nikki, finding those final AAs. And now, once again, it's just the Yuri defending against Get Juked. However, this time, Get Juked have all 3 members. They're pushing into the base. It's pretty low. I think this could be it. Unless Game is Broken can pull a miracle out of the hat, really.
If you could throw bombs at them, I would say so. But at this rate, the core is disintegrating. It's over, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I guess Nikki lives up to his name of, his team name of Get Juked.
Indeed, that last bit of kiting from Nikki was insane. He was being collapsed on by all 3 members. He used that Vengeance slow, and the fact that Vengeance removes the penalty from firing from your movement speed, so he was able to kite them around, perfectly planning his AAs, and using that insane DPS he gets from a sticky cut mustache, using the nicotine patches, landing 2 to 3 precision shots there. That was just such an amazing ending teamfight. I mean, that game was kind of slowly turning in the way of Get Juked, but then there's 2 pivotal teamfights. That one by the bottom tier 2 tower, and then that one that was just caused by Nikki there. That was what really just swung it ultimately in Get Juked's favor.
Right. Other than that, Red Team, it's hard for them to stick together. And I should say, as I was going to say before, prefab cocoons on Genji really discouraged them sticking together. An upgrade that applies an AoE explosion when you land the cocoon, affecting all targets around the cocoon, but not in the cocoon itself. So I feel like the Genjis really played around the team synergy that the Red Team had.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, ultimately it did come down to, while Team Please Love's comp was very powerful, they had a very nice core, but Team Get Juked, they just played it in such a way that they never gave Please Love the opportunity they were looking for. They never gave them that 3-man fight, and if they did, Team Get Juked had the tools to stop it. That cocoon was just so decisive in these fights. It took one of them out of the death ball, and that was enough for the momentum of the Froggy and the Rocco and the Genji's AA to just kill the other 2, and then the Yuri was often left stuck in that cocoon, watching as his teammates died around him, and then having to run away. That was a repeated formula we saw, and there just wasn't that much Team Please Love could do to get out of it. But that is going to be the series going towards Team Get Juked. They won that 2-0 shutdown, and we're going to be showing one final game today, but before we do that, we need to have a break to set it up. So we will see you then.
Hello, everyone! Welcome back to the Awesomenauts Rumble. I'm Devmon once again, and I'm joined with my co-host.
I'm not Answer's favorite Canadian.
Don't
I am
worry,
Renzi.
there are other Canadians out there in the sea.
Yeah, like you stole my fame. How could you? You traitor.
Well, if it
You
wasn't
traitor
me,
to the leaf.
if it wasn't me, it'd be Slowwolf.
But
I'm
anyways,
sorry.
we are back. We just watched a set with the Team of Love versus Get Juked, and I believe Get Juked, yep, they won the whole set. And there was a couple of nice matches, but now we've got a new set to move on to. We're moving on to Harambe United Elegiggle, or QA for short. And then we've got
goodness.
Team Pounce as the other team in this set. But anyways, so this match, I'm just gonna get started on the draft, if that's okay with you.
It's alright by me.
Alright, so on this match, we've got the map being Sarona, and for the bands, we've got Ayla, Swiggins, and Rocco for the bands for QA. And then for Team Pounce, we have Scoop, Sentry, and Skoldir. So both bands, they kind of make sense on both teams. Definitely some like very strong characters were banned by Pounce, while a lot of sort of aerial initiators and damage dealers were banned by the by Team QA, and Ayla and Yuri combo, or just Rocco in general. They can be pretty scary if you're not careful. But for the picked knots on QA, we have Vinny, Froggy, and Penny. Surprisingly, I wasn't expecting a Penny pick, but it's still not a bad choice for Sarona, and lots of damage and initiation here. But Pounce is going with Keznia, Leon, and Genji, so there's a lot of like sort of damaging assassination characters. Like there's a lot of just like in your face and get out kind of damage coming from this team, and a lot of invis on Team Pounce actually. So what do you think of this team comp, or team comps?
So, I'll start with Hugh, because Hugh is a little bit easier. So you've got 3 dashers, I'd like to point out. I haven't seen a team comp with 3 dashers in quite a while. So given that you've got Vinny and Spike, Frog, and Pen, as it were, they are very good at getting in and focusing a certain target. And it's funny, because the other team, with the 2 assassins and Genji, they've basically got a similar strategy where they can focus down a single target. And in this game, there's actually nobody with a substantial health pool. At most, maybe you'll get Genji, probably with the Spiritual Cooking to buff up Leon and the Kezenia as well. But otherwise, it's going to be high damage, low HP, slugfest on whoever can land the damage first, and pick off certain targets.
Absolutely. I basically guarantee that the health on Monarch Blessing Shield will come out from Genji. Otherwise, there's going to be some serious issues with the team, because QA, or Hue, however you want to pronounce it, has a lot more instant damage with dash and, pulse and spike dive. But Pounce's is more like auto attack and sort of DS heavy, with the exception of maybe like, I don't know, pull into backstab blade or something. But it's still very high damage. It's just faster on the I believe red team in this case. But either way, I think we should just about get ready to hop into this match on Sarona.
I completely agree. I think the actions will speak louder than the words.
So I am at 9 seconds. Are you at 9 seconds as well?
I am indeed.
Alright, I will give you a countdown.
Thank you.
3, 2, 1, go.
So, once again, they are off to the races. To cover the people playing things, we have the legendary Ed Frog. Not Froggy Japan, but Ed Frog. We have Sam, exclamation mark, playing your Vinny and Spike, getting away with crimes, as he does. Daz123C, playing your Penny, cheerleader Penny to be exact, who's going to really inspire team morale. We have Cool J playing your Genji. We have Skinner the Meerkat on your Ghost Leon. And Jambo, of course, is playing... well, yes, that's actually Cosmic Captain Keznia, not Dragon Slayer Keznia.
Yes, the ultimate captain of justice and sparkles. But anyways, we've got not too much initiation coming out so far, except for now Edster taking a lot of damage. Sam's actually cocooned. Edster is in so much trouble right now. What is he doing? But he actually manages to get out alive. Extremely surprised. Same with Sam, both just taking a ton of damage like that instant, just like DPS. But Jambo actually goes down. I was not paying attention to that. Oh my goodness, Penny just taking so much damage from the turret, trying to get that cheeky kill, but isn't quite able to get it. Just barely gets out alive though. So that's a pretty quick kill for the red team in this case. But it's just so much damage. We've even got the Starstorm statue coming out as the first thing Penny buys. Just how do you think? Like, do you think this is going to be a long match because everyone's going to be scared, or is it just going to end super quickly?
I think it's going to end relatively quickly, and I think Starstorm statue makes sense because he doesn't want the Leon to get out by the Skinner of his teeth. Otherwise, you have him going off on Ed. Ed is going to be able to get out there, no problem, thanks to the jump pads, and if I love acrobatics in the air. Actually, it's if it wasn't combat, I'd say it's an air show, more or less. Sounds tongue. Leon's actually going to do quite a lot against the enemy team, and I think the double silences to prevent a lot of the abilities may be their upside. We have the worm being farmed by Edster, just pimping away at the worm solar as much as possible. Otherwise, Leon's going to rush back for a second rank of Silence, and Keznia's going to pick up an early Virtual Girl, which makes complete sense in this case, because Virtual Girl will play invincibility frames when she's using her role, and given the fact that the red team's such a burst heavy team, that may allow her to avoid so much damage to really keep her up and alive.
Absolutely. I'm not sure what we're going to see as Genji's first upgrade. He doesn't have that much cash now, but I imagine he's probably going to go for some early blessing upgrades. It's a pretty smart thing to do. I'm guessing we're going to see health on blessing. Spiritual cooking, I believe. We're going to see that pretty early in order to just get that extra health for the squishiness of his entire team. But Sam just got Cocoon, taking a little bit of damage, not too much, but actually now he's starting to take a little more damage from Keznia's auto attack. But actually, Genji goes down to the tornado from Edster, the man himself. I still hate him though. But Jambo and Skinner are going to teleport back. But it looks like there's a bit of a push coming up on the top turret here from the red team. They don't have that much push just because of the characters they're playing, but they are still getting something done. And now top is at about half health, just clearing these droids, getting that farm, doing some work, getting paid.
Oh, more or less so. You can actually see Genji's going to piggy bank into the DOT wand. I mean, given that he's got both the primarily invisible characters on his team, it's kind of funny in that way, but DOT, the Hippo Space Manure, is very solid poke. Sam's finding himself in a little bit of a pickle, but gets out there before the Gherkin really hits. The Genji's Mark Blessing's actually going to do a lot of work late game, so I believe in this case, I don't mean to toot my own horse, but I think Genji's going to do quite a bit of damage in the fact that he's going to prevent a lot of damage. Not in this case though, where Sam actually picks off Skinner and gets picked off by Scissors. Unfortunately, Vinny and Spike don't have hair to take the damage, which is a haircut.
Absolutely. So we've got 3 kills to 1 in favor of the red team here, in this case, Hue. And looks like they've definitely got a bit of an advantage on the push here, but it's Sorona, so it's going to take some effort to really get a push going on either team. Not maybe as much as like AI Station 205, but still going to take some serious effort. But there's a nice pick, just jumping right on top of Jambo there with the pulse and some auto attack swings while they're trying to get the creep in the blue area. But now all of blue that's still alive is very injured. Keznia's just dropping now. They got to make a bit of a push here. Like, they can try and wait and maybe go for that big wipe just with all the damage they have, but they're clearing the droids, they're getting close to the turrets, and they're doing some damage. It's just what they need to do, really, and just avoid getting instant bursted to death.
And speaking of instant burst, you can see here, if you take a look at Finny and Spike's upgrades, he's got the Weathered President's Mask to give him side with lots of speed, and followed up by the Chrome Files to follow up the damage. Esther's going to go back to base right now because he is low on HP. Maybe picking up that Race Stone. As mentioned before, no picking up regen, but that's fine as well. Penny's got Starstorm statues, as well as the Herring Snack Badge, looking for a different form of sustain.
Oh, tons of damage on Sam, though. He tries to go back in, but he doesn't die. The blue team just can't quite get the damage to kill him. Jazz is in a lot of trouble here. Person playing Penny, just tons of damage. Genji's trying to chase, but then there's Froggy trying to come in and save him. Genji's really hurt, but there's Leon. Can he get the swing? He just needs one more auto attack swing. Oh, he's gonna get away and get the health back. And Skner is gonna go down to the dash from Froggy. Just too much greed.
Well, greed's not good. Greed is definitely not good. Red team's currently got the advantage, being a couple levels ahead, having more farm than solar, and also having more objective damage. That bottom turret is looking a little bit sickly, I'd say, and given the fact they've been farming occasionally and pushing at the right times with the worm, they've been doing a fantastic job at tower push and tower control. Esther's going to go in with a tornado, do lots of damage to the Genji, and the Keznia, unfortunately not security kills until the Genji goes down, thanks to the Paw of Penny.
Paw of Penny. But yeah, that's a good pick for the red team here. There's a huge advantage in kills now too, with it being 6-1. Skners and Viz gets the pull on Penny there, but Penny isn't going to die just because there's not much else the team can do. The red team just has more applicable burst. Like you've got the survivability with Genji and some clearing and poking, but the burst on the red team is a bit better than the burst on the blue team, because a lot of characters on the blue team work well with better like initiators. Like you've got Genji, but like you really don't want both Leon and Kezenia on a team, because then you can have a Leon and something like something basic like a Clunk or a Skoldir or just something else that can do some damage and also initiate for you.
In that case, riddle me this. What do you think about Length Tongue in this composition? Do you think that might be a viable choice? Or do you think there's any other thing that Leon could do in particular to help the initiation of his team?
I'm not sure. It's just... this team, like the red team, has much better like counter and, well, I don't know. I'm trying to find the words for this, but I don't think Length Tongue is going to be the saving solution here. The silence is good enough. The team is just going to be able to counter initiate just as well, even with the length on pull, unless you do something really tricky like pull someone away from the jump pad and then pull them like super far away from their team. But as we're talking about Leon, he gets picked off by Sam with a nice spike dive, and looks like the red team might actually take a turret here. Both turrets are very low, and all that's left is Jambo can clear. Like Kezenia can clear pretty well, but they've just got to push these turrets, and bottom I think is going to go down before top does.
I could agree there, actually. They've been doing, as said before, very effective worm control. The blue team bottom turret is in a prime position to be shot out right now, and it looks like, yeah, it's going to be going down first turret at about the 8-minute mark. Otherwise, the blue team's going to be desperate to struggle to the top tower. What do you think about having the back tower exposed? But, never mind, I have to wait for a second. Jambo gets the kill of Scissors and cuts down Penny's fur down a little bit, leaving her in a bit of a naked spot. We see here Sam's trying to get behind his turret, managed to get out of there with the Withered President's Mask horizontal speed, and picks up a health kit, looking healthy once again.
Yeah, Penny's gonna end up, after the haircut Kezenia is gonna give Penny, she's just gonna look like one of those weird sheared poodles. Not exactly gonna be prettiest thing. Kezenia's scissors are scary. Laser scissors. But anyways, they've definitely got they've got exposure to the third tower already. The red team does, I mean. But they just got to get these towers down. They're doing so much damage. They really are in a position to win this, like, fairly quickly, just because of how much damage they do and the fact that they need this, like, the movement speed on Monarch Blessing is nice, but they need the health, and they need, like, just to match the damage of the red team, which is almost impossible. I feel like the drafts are really what has kind of decided this match already, unless blue team just does some crazy team wipes.
In this case, you see Sam just barely getting out by the, well, just a little bit of HP. He's just on the one bar with the President's Mask, of course, providing a suitable role for escape, given that's 100% movement speed for 2 seconds. Otherwise, I can agree with you there. Otherwise, I think that blue team actually needs to focus their damage. I think they've got enough damage in certain cases, but they need to pick off targets one by one, stagger the respawn of red team, and disengage from the full burst that is the whole team fight.
There goes 2 people on the blue team, though, and the turret's actually going to go down. Skner is really hurt. He tries to get a blind dash on him, but dashes in the wrong direction. But it's only Leon defending. Like, Genji's dropping, but they're going to have some time to push this turret here. And they do have, if all of them are there, they do have good pushing power with the tornado and just Penny's auto attack. And the fact that you got in the innate piercing on Vinny. They've got so many droids at the turret. Oh my goodness, they've got like 8 droids right now. They can get cleared really fast, but that turret just got melted.
You know, in the hall
already like half a bar.
But more like in the hall of the Mountain of Droids, that is a substantial boost. And as I said before, I don't think this was going to be a long game by any stretch of the imagination. Even with the ability to stall in certain upgrades and aspects, I believe it was just going to go towards the damage, which has been plentiful in this game, if I may add.
Absolutely. I mean, if we look at the builds here, we've got extra damage on Keznia and the Scissors and the Virtual Girl. There's not much Jambo can do. Like, it's just the way Keznia is. Maybe more survivability or something, but I feel like it's just trying to match the damage and apply it more precisely is a good idea. But Jambo actually got picked off a couple seconds ago there while I was talking about him, so I guess it's like the commentator's curse in a way. But it's just, I don't have much hope for the blue team. There's such a huge advantage for kills and a decent advantage with money and experience as well. If they just get a couple, if the red team can get a couple kills here, then they might just secure the win, because bottom is going to go down in just a couple of seconds here. Just too much damage coming out. The cocoon on Jazz, but it's not going to matter. Here comes Keznia. Doesn't get hit by that dash either because of Virtual Girl or dodging it, or maybe just like both. But base exposure's already happened. It all comes down to this. And there's a pick on the blue team already. Skinner is super hurt. There's nothing he can do, but he just manages to get away. Is Genji gonna go down? No, he gets the nice dash, and Esther gets cocooned, but it doesn't matter. Skinner is so hurt. Red team is really hurt too. Maybe Skinner can like pick off someone, but he misses the pull, and it's just so hurt. There's nothing he could do. They're just pushing the base, and they're just whittling it down with their weak little auto attacks. The pause, the little squirt gun, the bubbles. It's too much. There's the pick on Skinner. Now it's just Jambo. And can they kill the base? They just need to kill the base. The droids are doing it for them. And is that game? I think that's game almost. It's so close to dead. Just a dash or anything. There it is.
Guaranteed. Yeah. Aha.
Yeah, there it is from Vinny. The dive from Vinny, I believe, is what ended the match there. And that's it. That's a victory to Team Harambe United Elegigal. What a wonderful team name.
I mean, that's a...
UA.
Reminds me of a few other teams, including Spade and his incredible team. Acronyms are fun, but don't abuse them. So in this case, if I could explain the game, I'd say that the combination of the damages from the red team, as well as their constant pressure, basically put down the blue team. Blue team has excellent late game characters. Unfortunately for them, the early game is a little bit more paltry, especially for Keznia, who scales really hard when the enemy team gets extra HP, meaning her knives will actually do more damage in that case. Beyond has a decent early game, and Genji's kind of a little bit lackluster early game, if I may say, just because he misses some crucial upgrades as he goes in.
Yeah, if they manage to pull some like stall tactics and maybe just make the game, force the game to be a little slower for them to get to that late game faster, or not so much faster, but actually get to it a little like further in, then maybe they would have had a good shot if they could just stall it out and then get the team wipes, and then it would be like a 30-minute match. But it's just the red team had too much pressure, and they just kind of annihilated the blue team's like late game capabilities just by getting a big lead, and it was over from that.
If anything, if I agree for the blue team, given what upgrades could have possibly been picked up, I believe that Genji could have gone for maybe a little bit more auto attack damage earlier on. I mean, getting out of the hood is a fantastic upgrade, and it's something I'd recommend to every single Genji player. But I think Storm Drum could have come a little bit earlier just to clear the droids a little bit faster.
Maybe. I mean, like, it's one upgrade for Monarch that just helps a lot with getting out of the hood, especially since Froggy's on the other team. You want to get out of his hood, like, no question. He owns the place. But it's just, like, maybe if he could have gotten, like, spiritual cooking, but it's like he needed too much stuff that he couldn't afford. I feel like his build isn't a bad idea. Maybe he could have swapped the auto attack damage, like with Storm Drum, with getting out of the hood, but there wasn't much he could do. He just didn't have enough money anyways. But either way, that's the end of that match. And that is 1-0 for Harambe United Elegigal. And we will move on to the next match, and maybe it'll get tied up, or maybe we'll see another 2-0. But we'll see you after the break.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Awesomenauts Rumble. I'm joined once again with my co-host Uber Ranzi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. All right. So dumb intros aside, we just saw a pretty quick, swift match on Serona between Team Pounce and Harambe United Elegiggle. But now we've got another one on the same map, actually. And we've got some fun picks. I think people are going to like this. But let's get straight into the drafts. Do you want to start us off?
Sure. So, of course, let's start off by saying what match map this map. Excuse me, tongue-tied.
You okay?
No, I'm not actually. My tongue is tied. Help me. I believe this is on Agulon, if I'm correct. Am I not?
Oh, really? I think
it-
we have a... Do we have an issue
Yeah.
on the stream? I think we have an issue on the stream.
Pounce versus Harambe United Elegiggle, round 2? Correct?
Yeah, but it says Serona, but just ignore that. It's Aguilon. It's very
Aguilon-
smoky. It's very
Aguilon's actually
smoky.
stealth.
Leon. Yeah, it's stealth as Serona. You'll never
No.
know.
No worries. Anyways, let's go to the draft again. So again, this is actually Agulon disguising itself as Serona. The banned knots for this match include Vinny and Spike, who provides substantial burst, Yoraku, who provides basically the best harass in the game combined with good DPS, and Clear. Nibs, who is a monster in the form of a dragon, with access to a severe DOT, and even teleportation. Otherwise, you've got Scoop, Sentry, and Leon Band, which are all pretty strong knots, Scoop and Sentry being some of the highly contested knots for bands, actually. In terms of the picks, you have your Team Pounce picking up your Ayla, your Swiggins, as well as your Frog. Very, very damaging, and very scary in that regard. And I'll leave this team for you there, Uberanzi. I think you'd have fun telling us about this one.
Oh boy, can't wait. So, Harambe United Elegiggle actually has a pretty interesting team comp with some Sandra stuff. You've got Genji for that nice initiation and counter initiation with the shield and the cocoon. Very strong knot, very popular. You got Skoldir for solid damage, DOT, and initiation, and even some escape if you can land your throws and stun punches nicely. And then we have a Voltar. We have German Brain in a jar here with, I guess, healing and drones and potentially a lot of knockback if you want to be really silly, but I don't think that's how they're going to be played. But that is still a lot of extra damage. People underestimate Voltar's drone damage, especially if you build into it. You could just throw them out and do like 1,000 damage with all 4 drones if you buy Drone Army. But we'll just have to see how that goes, because I'm super interested to see how he builds this.
Well, we will. So basically, the floating breadstick of death and his team. Actually, two traditional supports on a team with a Skoldir for initiation, you could say. Not played that way though, I don't believe. I think we'll see something different come out of the Voltar, which is to say, I think
yeah.
we'll see the same thing we always expect out of the Voltar, which is